Chapter 52-32. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation Bang. Two palms collided. It looked like a simple handshake, but the powerful god power was colliding. Of course, this was just a handshake, so he did not dare to go too far. He was only activating his god body. From Windless' point of view, Lin Ling was not from the god race. How could he compare to him? What? However, after Windless had activated his power to the extreme, Lin Ling did not move at all. One must know that with his strength, forget about a mere saint, even a god level might not be able to block him. And he realized that Lin Ling did not explode with powerful strength. Even the universe did not explode. The gloating gazes from all around suddenly stopped. Something's not right. Brother Windless is not so easy to talk to. Could it be that Brother Windless is unable to touch that Lin Ling? No way, the difference between their realms is so big. How can he not move? Everyone frowned. Their expectant look was gone. Instead, they felt embarrassed. Windless, we are men after all. If we shake hands for too long, others will misunderstand. At this moment, Lin Ling's voice floated over. Windless' face turned sluggish. He secretly gritted his teeth and activated his god body to the extreme. However, Lin Ling was still as steady as Mount Tai. His face was all smiles. Brother Windless, that's enough. At this moment, Wu Yuner advised. Windless then reacted. His face turned red from anger. He could only retract his hand. Interesting. This is the first time I've seen Brother Windless so embarrassed. Isn't that so? As our leader, Brother Windless has always been a man of his words. Now that he can't even teach a saint a lesson, he can't put his face down. The One-Tooth race's younger generation were muttering. In fact, they also felt that they could not put their face down. Of course, Wu Yuner and Wu Xiu also felt embarrassed. Let's go. We're running out of time. Wu Yuner said to everyone. The One-Tooth race's younger generation stared fiercely at Lin Ling. Then, they looked at Windless. Let's go. Windless only felt a breath stuck in his throat. It was unbearable. Then, everyone started on their way, heading towards the dragon's tomb. During this process, the One Fang race's juniors were chatting happily while Wu Yun was chatting with Wu Xiu and the others. On the other hand, Lin Ling was alone at the back and seemed a little lonely. However, Lin Ling didn't care at all. They weren't familiar with each other in the first place. If the other party came over to nag, he, Lin Ling, would be even more annoyed. This Wu Yun, his strength is not bad. If I did not comprehend the four-realm universe, to win against him, I reckon I can only rely on the Faith Sword. Lin Ling is also checking everyone's strength. He is confident that if the Four Realms universe uses it, Wu Yun will not be able to harm him. According to Lin Ling's estimation, only a godly power of more than 300 trillion could shake the universe of the Four Realms. Of course, this was also Lin Ling's conjecture. He had to test it out to know. This Lin Ling is so insensible. Forget that he had a little bit of ability previously, he actually even dared to mock Windless. Isn't that so? His mocking is equivalent to mocking our One Fang race. What can we do? Senior Windless needs Lin Ling's strength now. Otherwise, I guess Brother Windless would have already taken action. He is definitely not Brother Windless' opponent. Not only him, if it's a life and death battle, 90% of us are stronger than him. Lin Ling is probably only powerful in the world will. The One Fang race's juniors are whispering. They are very curious about Lin Ling's world will. Of course, they also want to have a big battle with Lin Ling. However, due to Senior Windless' face, they restrained themselves. Brother Windless. Wu Yun chased after Windless and called out. Yun, I know what's important. I will also give Senior Windless face. Windless said, making Wu Yun nod. She was afraid that Windless would teach Lin Ling a lesson, making it difficult for her to explain to her father. As they got closer and closer to the dragon's tomb, they met more and more gods. Among them, they met a group of 10,000 gods. However, after exchanging glances, both sides had their own misgivings and left. Of course, they also met a few loose cultivators. It was unknown which god race they had joined. At this moment, on the other side, a large group of people was also heading towards the dragon's tomb. There were strong and weak people among these people. The strong ones were deities and middle-stage cosmos gods, and the weak ones were saints. However, even though they were not strong, their origins were not weak. They came from the primal chaos world. The majority of the gods from the primal chaos world were related to the 8 great deities. Thus, their journey through the Tao Pagoda was much smoother. Junior sister Wei Yang, it's fortunate that you met us. Otherwise, this 6th level would be troublesome. The leader of this group was a graceful and elegant man with an extraordinary temperament. At this moment, he was speaking to a young lady. The young lady was very beautiful. She was like the focal point of the group, but ordinary people did not dare to approach her. This was because her origins were not small. Furthermore, that graceful man was clearly interested in the young lady. That man was called Hua Jichu. Not only was he powerful, but he also had a great background. Thus, everyone gave him face. Thank you, senior brother Hua. Feng Wei Yang smiled and nodded, but deep in her eyes, there was vexation. She did not expect to meet Hua Jichu on the 6th level. She still remembered that Hua Jichu was still in the primal chaos world. Hua Jichu's background was not small. He had once declared that he wanted to marry her. Later, Lin Ling's arrival disrupted the marriage, causing this matter to be left unsettled. However, as time passed, Hua Jichu seemed to know that Feng Wei Yang and Lin Ling had left. Thus, he began to approach Feng Wei Yang again. Young Master Hua, he came especially for junior sister Feng. Yes, ever since Lin Ling left, Hua Jichu has been eyeing her covetously. It is said that he has been chasing her since the 1st level of the Tao Pagoda, all the way to the 6th level. Behind Feng Wei Yang, her junior sister secretly transmitted her voice. Junior sister Feng, although I, Hua Jichu, am from the primal chaos world, I still have some face in the Tao Pagoda. As long as you follow me, I guarantee that you will have a smooth journey. Hua Jichu was still hitting on Feng Wei Yang. This also made Feng Wei Yang very vexed. She wished that she could get rid of Hua Jichu. However, how could she know that Hua Jichu's eyes were cold at this moment? There was only one name in his mind, Lin Ling. He had just arrived at the 6th level and was lucky enough to meet Feng Wei Yang. However, he knew that the reason why he was in so much trouble was because of Lin Ling. That unknown trash Lin Ling had ruined his good fortune. Otherwise, he would have been together with Feng Wei Yang long ago. The current him wished that he could obliterate Lin Ling. Unfortunately, Lin Ling was also hiding in the Tao Pagoda. He was probably still in the 1st half of the Tao Pagoda. That fellow had escaped a calamity. Not good, it's someone from the Tooth clan. At this moment, a dignified voice sounded from behind Hua Jichu. Hua Jichu's eyes narrowed as he looked into the distance. He sensed a familiar aura. The Tooth clan had a grudge with them and it was a blood feud. They had just arrived at the Tao Pagoda and encountered several waves of people from the Tooth clan on the way. They had quarreled and ended up fighting. Now, they had already killed quite a few people from the Tooth clan. The other party would definitely want to kill them as soon as possible. Chapter 52-33. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. The Tooth clan was probably one of the few god clans in the Tao Tower who dared not give Hua Jichu face. Everyone, be careful. Prepare to take a detour. Don't let the Tooth Clan discover you. Thinking of this, Hua Jichu said coldly. Young Master Hua, don't you have some face in the Dao Tower? Why are you afraid of the Tooth Clan? A woman frowned. This made Hua Jichu unable to put down his face. Then, he glanced at Feng Moyang. Seeing Feng Moyang frowning, he was even more unhappy. It was not easy to regain his face in front of Feng Moyang, but he lost it again. Senior brother Hua, we didn't provoke the Tooth Clan. Sure enough, Feng Moyang also said. After all, they were now implicated by Hua Jichu. Don't worry, I can handle it. Hua Jichu could only force himself to say. Senior brother Hua, this is the 6th floor, the world of the God Clan. If you provoke them and they want to kill us, they won't give us any face. Feng Moyang said again, trying to find a way to get rid of Hua Jichu. Hua Jichu's face became even uglier, but he could not refute. After all, who asked him to be so weak that he couldn't even protect a woman? Hey, what a familiar aura. It's the group of people from the Chaos Realm. At this time, Wu Yuner and the others who were walking in front frowned. They did have a conflict with Hua Jichu, and it was a big conflict. Which group? Windless frowned. That group of newcomers from the Chaos Realm are arrogant and lawless. They killed many of our people. Wu Yuner explained. F***ck, it's them. Damn it, I wanted to destroy them for a long time. Now, we finally met them. Windless' body trembled, and his killing intent boiled because he had heard of this matter. That group of people was very arrogant and had already killed tens of thousands of their Tooth Clan's juniors. Because of this, that group of people had become wanted criminals of the Tooth Clan. To be honest, their Tooth Clan had a large number of people and was united. Ordinary God clans did not dare to provoke them, let alone a group of newcomers. Go. With Windless leading the way, the Tooth Clan's way. Lin Ling frowned. Why were these guys wasting time? Lin Yu translation Su Yu, translation, it's you, Hua Jichu. Then, an angry roar could be heard, you think it's fun to kill our Tooth Clan? I told you, don't fall into our hands. You can't afford to offend our Tooth Clan. Behind the voice was a surging aura that shook the great earth until it trembled. When the other gods who were hurrying along saw this scene, all of them turned pale with fright. They knew that a great battle was about to break out. On the other hand, Hua Jichu and the others' expressions changed drastically. They were too unlucky. Wu Yun, relying on numbers to bully others, what kind of man are you? Hua Jichu said nonchalantly. The other party had too many people, and they were all god-level giant universe gods. If they were to fight, he would be in trouble. If he was alone, he wouldn't be afraid, but Feng Moyang and the others were here. Looks like losing face is a must. I'm most afraid that Feng Moyang and the others will be implicated, and there will be countless casualties. If that was the case, then there was no need to think about the marriage anymore. Hero. I'm a woman. Wu Yun had clearly interacted with Hua Jichu before. Furthermore, when their Fang clan's people were killed that day, the other party also relied on numbers. Now, he was saying that there were too many people. How shameless. Now that the dragon tomb has opened, do you want to waste time here? Hua Jichu said again. He was fighting for an opportunity. Hua Jichu, are you afraid? Wu Yun first saw through Hua Jichu's trick, causing his expression to turn ugly. He finally said, what happened before was a misunderstanding. If it's caused any inconvenience, I apologize. As for your people who died, I, Hua Jichu, will compensate them. But if you want to use force, I, Hua Jichu, am not someone who can be bullied by others. You can go to the primal chaos realm and ask around. The 8 great deities behind me are very strong. In the entire Dao Pagoda, who dares not give me face? Ha ha ha. Windless heard this and laughed loudly. Sounds very powerful, but my One Fong clan wants to be the first to kill you all. This is a magnificent feat, and it will definitely alarm the 6th level. Despicable. Seeing that the One Fong clan would not give up, Hua Jichu finally knew that an intense battle was unavoidable. Kill! Hua Jichu shouted angrily. He wanted to fight for an opportunity. Kill them all. Windless shouted, calling for the One Fong clan to attack. Kill! The eyes of the One Fong clan members were red. They were taking revenge. The two sides clashed crazily. The small mountain peaks and ancient trees were all overturned. Rolling dark clouds rushed out of the sky. What a powerful battle! Who provoked the deities? It seems to be the deities of the primal chaos realm. The deities on the way had solemn expressions. Feng Moyang and the rest cursed angrily. This was an unexpected calamity. Who did they provoke? Although they were angry, the One Fong clan did not hold back at all. Anyway, as long as they were with Hua Jichu, they were his accomplices. Feng Moyang and the rest also knew that there was no way to explain. They would not believe it. Despicable. This young master Hua only knows how to brag. He even said something about protecting me. He even said something about having a big face. Big my ass. Big, big, indeed big. He has killed his way to the door. How can his face not be big? If I knew that young Master Hua was so unbearable, I wouldn't have followed him. Everyone cursed angrily. Hua Jichu was not weak. He was fighting Wu Yun, her. Of course, when he heard this, his face immediately turned ashen. It's actually her. At this moment, Lin Ling also saw Feng Moyang. His heart was somewhat complicated. After all, ever since he left the primal chaos realm, he had planned to sever all ties with Feng Moyang. But for some reason, he was always able to meet Feng Moyang. And this time, Feng Moyang's situation was obviously not good. Should he help? Lin Ling's mind turned as he looked at the man fighting Wu Yun. Through their previous conversation, Lin Ling knew that the man is called Hua Jichu. Looks like Feng Moyang and Hua Jichu are still together in the end. While Lin Ling was thinking, Hua Jichu's side had already lost more than half of their men. They were not his match at all. Lin Ling saw that Feng Moyang was being suppressed by Wu Feng. She was surrounded by danger and felt that she was going to die a few times. Forget it. Although we are on the same side, we still know each other. Lin Ling sighed and finally made a decision. He disappeared from where he was and reappeared between Wu Feng and Feng Moyang. Feng Moyang was still cursing. After all, she did not provoke this group of people at all. Instead, this group of people beat them to death. Most importantly, the opponent she was facing was too strong. How could she block it? However, just when she thought that she was going to die, suddenly, a figure appeared in front of her. It was a familiar figure. This made Feng Moyang stunned. It's him. Her heart exploded. There was stubbornness, grievance, as if there were countless words to say to the white-haired man. Boom! A powerful chi wave erupted, only to see Lin Ling and Windless collide in a move. You! Wu Feng originally wanted to kill Feng Moyang. But after seeing that it was Lin Ling, he cursed in anger. What the hell is this Lin Ling doing? This group of people, for my sake, let them go. Lin Ling said indifferently, his body emitting a powerful aura. Chapter 52-34. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation, Lin Ling. Around Feng Moyang, her fellow apprentices were all exclaiming. They naturally knew Lin Ling, but they did not expect that Lin Ling would appear here. Lin Ling, this matter has nothing to do with you, quickly leave. Feng Moyang anxiously said. She was afraid that Lin Ling would be implicated. Moreover, she also saw that this group of people did not recognize their own family and killed without hesitation. Moreover, her heart was incomparably moved. Every time she was in danger, Lin Ling would appear, as if he was always by her side. And every time the danger was resolved, Lin Ling would disappear without complaint or regret, without asking for anything in return. Lin Ling, quickly leave. Feng Moyang's junior apprentice sister was also shouting. They were once from the same sect. Although they were not familiar with each other, they still knew each other. Lin Ling. He's junior apprentice sister of Moyang's former man, Lin Ling. At this moment, Hua Jichu was fighting with Wu Yuner, but his pupils constricted as a dense murderous aura filled the air. Young master, this Lin Ling is an idiot. Just wait for him to be killed. However, Hua Jichu's men transmitted their voiceover, full of ridicule. Lin Ling definitely wanted to show off in front of Feng Moyang, but he forgot who his opponent was. This kind of hero saving the beauty was courting death. That's right, this matter is already embarrassing for me. But now that Lin Ling is here, he will definitely lose more face than me. Hua Jichu sneered. Lin Ling. He did not see that Wu Yuner's face was also full of surprise and anger. Which side is this Lin Ling on? Lin Ling, get lost. At this moment, Wu Feng angrily shouted, if you block me again, don't blame me for being impolite. Last time he lost to Lin Ling, he had been suppressing the anger in his heart. Today, he did not expect that he did not provoke Lin Ling, but Lin Ling came to provoke him. This is courting death. Give me face and let them go. Lin Ling did not move an inch. Your face. You have no face at all. Windlass coldly said, if you didn't have a bit of strength under the tomb, relying on you. He's just trash. Lin Ling, don't ruin things. The other members of the One-Tooth tribe stopped attacking and looked at Lin Ling with furrowed brows. This conversation immediately caused Feng Moyang and the others to be very surprised. Lin Ling seemed to know the One-Tooth clan. Moreover, the One-Tooth race was also giving face to Lin Ling, otherwise, they would have already made their move. Why would they say so much? Lin Ling, you know the One Fong clan. Similarly, Hua Jichu was originally looking forward to it, but after seeing this scene, his expression instantly turned ugly. This was because not only did Lin Ling know the Tooth clan, but he was also pleading for them. He, Hua Jichu, actually had to plead for a love rival. Chapter 52-35. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation, Brother Windlass, do your best. The honor of the One-Tooth clan cannot be lost. Damn Lin Ling, go and die. The One-Tooth clansmen clenched their fists, gritting their teeth as they shouted. That Wu Yun felt her anger had been vented, but after reacting, she immediately shouted, Windlass, you are crazy. You are trying to kill Lin Ling. Ah! After being reminded by Wu Yun, Windlass' expression changed greatly. Even though he hated Lin Ling to death, how would he dare to kill him? He hurriedly retracted his hand and looked nervously at the ground. It's over, it's over. Please don't die. He kept muttering. Hua la la. At this moment, the soil on the ground churned. Following which, a figure stepped out. This person had a glaring light on his body, and 4 ripples were blooming. It was Lin Ling. Give me some face and let them go. Lin Ling said once more. His expression did not change, and even his clothes were not torn. The entire place was silent. Everyone had their mouths wide open, unable to say a single word. Facing Windlass' crazy attacks, Lin Ling was actually fine. One had to know that even a deity realm middle stage universe giant god would not dare to receive so many attacks from Windlass. Furthermore, he did so without retaliating. Windlass stood there in a daze. His previous worries had all turned into 100 times rage. Lin Ling, this was him humiliating him. Dream on. Today, they will all die. Don't think that your cosmos is powerful. I can't break through your defense, but you can't break through mine either. Hence, they are all dead. Windless finally understood where Lin Ling's strength lay. So it was the cosmos. He guessed that Lin Ling's cosmos contained the meaning of the world. Otherwise, it was impossible for it to be so strong. I'll kill them in front of you. Especially that young lady, she is your lover. Let's see how long you can turtle after killing her. Windless roared hysterically. After being humiliated by Lin Ling time and time again, he had lost his rationality. Brother Windless. The one-toothed clansmen were still calm as they tried to persuade him. They all did not expect that this revenge battle suddenly became a personal grudge battle between Windless and Lin Ling. Windless, on account of Senior Toothless' face, I didn't touch you. Don't make a mistake. At this moment, Lin Ling coldly said, you lost face because you wanted to settle accounts with me. You only have yourself to blame. As for me, I have always given you face. Senior Toothless also disdained to make a move against you. Stop F*** King Bullsh** T. Windless was even more furious. Must you force me to make a move? Lin Ling's hands behind his back began to condense faith power. What are you pretending for? You only have a strong universe defense. Do you think you are qualified to attack me? You can't touch me at all. Windless' pupils were thoroughly red, belittling Lin Ling as he shouted. Whoosh! At this moment, Lin Ling finally drew his sword. An incomparably dazzling light bloomed, turning into a sword of faith in his hand. And on Lin Ling's body, Lin Ling's universe disappeared, and a sword slashed at Windless. Go to hell. Windless saw that Lin Ling had retracted Lin Ling's universe. He opened his hands, urging a powerful divine power to form an endless gale, waiting for Lin Ling to jump into the trap. But Lin Ling's sword was a sword of faith. Bang, bang, bang. Wherever Lin Ling passed, all the divine power was cut off. The next moment, a sword appeared beside Windless' neck. Windless still maintained the posture of opening his hands, but he didn't move. His pupils were condensing, and he could clearly see the white-haired man in front of him, and he could even see that murderous sword. You! Windless shouted, but his heart exploded. Lin Ling hadn't made a move, but when he made a move, he couldn't block it at all. This was the true power of the world's will. If you weren't impulsive, in your heyday, you could still block a few of my moves. But now, your state only allows me to make a move. Lin Ling looked at Windless indifferently and said, now, do you agree? I. Windless shouted again. Don't provoke me. Otherwise, even if Senior Toothless is here, I will still dare to kill you. I said it before, you can give me face. You can choose not to, but I will give face to Senior Toothless, but only once. Lin Ling said again. Windless gritted his teeth and didn't say a word. Sigh, forget it. This time, let them leave. At this time, Wu Yuner, who was fighting in the distance, sighed. Her heart was still rumbling. She never expected Lin Ling to be so strong. Ironically, she thought that Lin Ling's fame was due to his powerful tomb. Without a strong hand, how could he suppress that group of people? So that's how it is. Wu Yuner suddenly realized that her father wanted her to pick up Lin Ling. There was a meaning behind it, and that was to let her get closer to Lin Ling. Initially, when she knew this, she only felt disdain. A mere Lin Ling had the qualifications to make her heart move. But now, she knew that Lin Ling did indeed have the qualifications. When I said let them go, it doesn't mean everyone, but them. At this time, Lin Ling pointed at Feng Moyang and the rest. I believe that they did not provoke One-Tooth Clan. As for the rest, it has nothing to do with me. Lin Ling. Feng Moyang looked at Lin Ling with moist eyes. All right, let them go. Wu Yuner nodded. She could accept Lin Ling's condition. Go. Lin Ling said to Wu Yuner and the rest. Lin Ling. Feng Moyang didn't want to leave. She finally found Lin Ling with great difficulty. She had always wanted to say sorry. But she never thought that the next time she saw Lin Ling would be at such a time. Go. Lin Ling still said the same sentence. Seeing this, Feng Moyang and the rest could only leave. After all, staying would make things difficult for Lin Ling. Hua Jichu and the rest couldn't leave, so they looked at Lin Ling angrily. Especially Hua Jichu. He felt that he had thrown away all his dignity and honor here. After all, the girl he liked was saved by another man and he couldn't do anything about it. Instead, he couldn't even protect himself. Although Hua Jichu wasn't considered a big shot in the Chaos Realm, he could still walk sideways. When had he ever suffered such humiliation? Take care of yourself. At this time, Wu Yuner's voice interrupted Hua Jichu. The One-Tooth clan also charged towards Hua Jichu. As such, the pressure on Hua Jichu increased greatly. Young master, leave immediately. We will cover you. The people Hua Jichu brought were loyal. They risked their lives to block the One-Tooth clan. Alright, don't worry. I will take revenge for you. Hua Jichu looked at Wu Yuner and then at Wu Feng. His gaze finally landed on Lin Ling. He gritted his teeth and used all his strength to escape. Stop him. The One-Tooth clan was furious. However, Hua Jichu's people were all death warriors. They blocked them without fear of death, allowing Hua Jichu to escape from danger alone. Clown. Lin Ling looked at the escaping Hua Jichu with disdain in his eyes. He naturally noticed the hatred in Hua Jichu's eyes. However, to Lin Ling, Hua Jichu wasn't qualified for Lin Ling to hold a grudge against him. After a while, the people Hua Jichu brought were all annihilated. The One-Tooth clan finally released their hatred. They all followed Wu Yuner and flew towards Lin Ling. Let's go. Lin Ling didn't even look at them and flew into the distance. Wu Feng still stood in the same spot. His face was green and red. He knew that if Lin Ling wanted to kill him, it would be as easy as flipping his hand. He thought that he was strong enough to look down on Lin Ling. Now, he knew that he and Lin Ling weren't on the same level. Chapter 52-36. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. The One Fong clan members moved forward again, but this time, it was much quieter. Those who looked down on Lin Ling before did not dare to breathe loudly. When they thought of the scene where Lin Ling defeated Windless, they deeply felt that they could not see through Lin Ling. Windless and Wu Yuner were at the back, also silent. They also could not see through Lin Ling's power. Saint rank, how can he be so strong? What defeated me before was the world will power. According to conservative estimates, it should be ancient rank. Probably at the peak of ancient rank, or else he wouldn't be able to break Brother Windless' attack. What surprised me was that other than his powerful attack, his defense is also terrifying. For Realm Universe, it must be the Four-Realm Universe. With Lin Ling's current strength, he should be able to enter the 6th level's top 100. The two were secretly discussing. The 6th level's top 100, this was a supreme strength. There were god race powerhouses, rogue cultivators, and even wanted criminals. As for Windless, he wasn't in the top 100, but he was half a step into the top 100. Moreover, he was working hard to break into the top 100. After all, if he broke into the top 100, he would be able to win glory for the Tooth clan. Unfortunately, Windless was working hard for this, but he could not rush out of that door. Unknowingly, the white-haired man in front of him had stepped into the top 100. Windless said that he was not envious, but that was a lie. No wonder Father values him so much. It is said that he just came to the 6th level not long ago. Wu Yun sighed. Humph, he is indeed a little powerful. This, I admit it, but compared to the real top 100, he is still a little weak. Windlass said stiffly. While they were heading towards Dragon Tomb, on the other side, Hua Jichu had also caught up with Feng Moyang and the rest. Junior sister Feng. Hua Jichu's voice came from behind. Feng Moyang and the rest also stopped, frowning. Junior sister Feng, it's good that you are fine. Hua Jichu stopped and smiled. Luckily, I defeated them. You guys, you walked a step faster, otherwise, you would be able to see them. Feng Moyang and the rest were silent, their expressions cold. Junior sister Feng. Hua Jichu saw that everyone's expressions were not good, so he spoke again. Okay, Hua Jichu, don't lie to us. Can you defeat them? You escaped on your own, right? Otherwise, where are you? Feng Moyang's senior sister frowned. I guess they were all trying to protect young Master Hua. That's why they died at the hands of the One Fong clan. I think so. Otherwise, how could young Master Hua have escaped? He couldn't even protect himself. How shameless. You still have the face to talk about repelling the Yifang clan. The others spoke up one after another. Hua Jichu's expression instantly turned ugly. He was embarrassed and embarrassed. Senior Martial Brother Hua, you should leave. At this moment, Feng Moyang spoke. Hua Jichu's expression darkened as he said coldly, you don't plan to follow me anymore. Feng Moyang had wanted to get rid of Hua Jichu for a long time, but she just didn't have an excuse. She said indifferently, you said before that you had a lot of face on the 6th level, and how many people you knew, but in the end. You were almost killed yourself, and that's fine, but you even implicated us. You still have the nerve to say that you want to protect us. You should leave. We're all afraid that we'll be implicated by you. It's safer for us to leave on our own. Moreover, we know people in the Dao Tower. They're from the Giant God clan. They'll protect us. After saying this, Feng Moyang led the group forward. Hua Jichu was stunned. He wanted to chase after them, but he didn't have the face to do so because Feng Moyang was right. His body trembled. This was the first time in his life that he had lost so much face. Lin Ling, I'm not done with you. He roared. Originally, everything belonged to him, but Lin Ling had suddenly appeared and ruined his plans, causing his reputation to fall to the ground. Feng Moyang and the others also rushed towards Dragon Tomb because they did know the Giant God clan and had contacted them. Junior Martial Sister Feng, we owe Lin Ling another favor. Feng Moyang's senior martial sister said with some guilt. Yes. Feng Moyang looked into the distance, her mood complicated. She had chased into the Dao Tower because she wanted to return Lin Ling's favor. But now, not only did she not return the favor, she owed him even more. At this moment, Lin Ling was getting closer and closer to Dragon Tomb. He was thinking back to the battle not long ago. The powerful defense of the Four Realms cosmos gave him a deep understanding. He estimated that it could block more than 3 trillion deity energy. This meant that ordinary middle-stage deities wouldn't be able to shake him at all. A cosmos on the same level as the Dao Tower is indeed powerful. Lin Ling was secretly satisfied. Not long after, the magnificent Dragon Mountain appeared in front of him. This Dragon Mountain towered into the clouds, but at the foot of the Dragon Mountain, there was a huge hole there. The hole was constantly emitting dense fog. It was very mystical. There were gods walking in one after another. They didn't dare to fly casually, but they moved forward cautiously. Lin Ling, we've arrived at Dragon Tomb. Wu Yuner chased after Lin Ling and smiled. However, her smile was somewhat forced, as if she had thought of the previous matter. Let's go in. Lin Ling nodded and didn't say anything else. After that, the people of the One-Tooth clan entered through the hole. At this moment, Lin Ling deeply felt that after entering the hole, a mysterious feeling enveloped his body. However, when Lin Ling tried to sense that power, Lin Ling couldn't sense it. After entering the hole, there was a brief moment of darkness, but it quickly recovered. Looking around, one could see that this place was like the remains of an underground palace. It was full of ancient bricks, and the surface of the bricks was faintly glowing. They seemed to be extremely hard. According to legend, Dragon Mountain is the tomb of the ancestral dragon. It seems to be true. Otherwise, how could there be bricks? Windlass cried out in surprise. "Lower your voice!" Lin Ling shouted. He could clearly feel that the gods who had entered with him had all disappeared. It was very strange. Windlass was reprimanded by Lin Ling, but this time, he didn't dare to say anything. He could only pay attention to the surroundings. The way back has disappeared. Wu Yuner suddenly discovered something. She saw that the entrance of the hole that they had just entered had already turned into thick bricks. Lin Ling's eyes flashed. He mobilized his god origin energy and flicked his finger. A ray of light shot out and hit the bricks like a firefly. However, it was immediately rebounded. These bricks are indeed hard. There's a mysterious power protecting them. Lin Ling came to a conclusion. This meant that if they wanted to go deeper, the only way was to follow the main road. Flying and other means were useless. Wait. After that, Lin Ling frowned. His soul power was strong and he felt that something was wrong. "Let's go!" He shouted and took the lead to rush forward. Wu Yuner and the rest were still in a daze. Windlass shouted, "Lin Ling, don't rush in. It's very dangerous." With that, above Lin Ling's head, a huge rock as big as a city smashed down, causing Wu Yuner and the rest to shout, "Lin Ling, be careful." Lin Ling was a guest invited by Senior Toothless. If he died here, they wouldn't be able to explain themselves. Lin Ling was still rushing forward. He also felt the change above his head. However, he could feel that he could rush over. Chapter 52-37. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. This place looks peaceful, but I never expected it to be filled with danger. Lin Ling's heart was heavy. These boulders had appeared out of nowhere. Coupled with their hardness, even a god would not be able to block them. Lin Ling. At this moment, voices came from behind. The boulder was already very close to Lin Ling, less than 10 meters away. Lin Ling did not slow down and continued to charge forward. The boulder was getting closer and closer, to the point where his long hair could touch the boulder on top of his head. But at the crucial moment, he still charged forward. Rumble. Behind them, the sound of a boulder crashing down could be heard, making Windlass and the rest secretly wipe away their sweat. A moment later, that enormous boulder the size of a city slowly rose up again. On the other side, Lin Ling's figure also appeared. "Come over quickly." Lin Ling stood on the other side and shouted at the same time. Wu Yun, and the rest were still happy for Lin Ling. When they heard this, they were stunned, not understanding what it meant. After all, it was dangerous to move forward. Why would they charge forward? Rumble. At this moment, they finally noticed the change. The city wall behind them was actually condensing into a huge round boulder. Bang! The round boulder fell from the sky, causing the underground palace to shake. Dirt fell from the sky, and then the round boulder rolled towards Wu Yun, and the rest. Not good. Wu Yun, and the rest's faces changed as they rushed forward. At the same time, Wu Yun, attacked, wanting to break the boulder behind them. However, when the attack landed on the boulder, the divine force immediately rebounded. There's something wrong with these boulders. They seem to be immune to divine force. Windlass guessed. Stop talking, let's charge forward. Wu Yun's face was heavy. If they were crushed by the boulder, even a god would not be able to block it. Everyone's speed was very fast as they rushed forward. But at this moment, the boulder that Lin Ling was facing fell from the sky again. Quick! Wu Yun quickly shouted. Lin Ling was on the other side and could clearly see the situation. He also shouted, the people behind, don't charge forward. There's no time. Wait for the next time. Hearing this, the people at the front of the group charged forward with all their might, while the people at the back of the group stopped in their tracks. However, there were some who were afraid of death and still followed behind Wu Yun, and the others, attempting to charge past the giant rock. Rumble. The huge boulder quickly smashed down, causing Wu Yun, and the others who were below the boulder to become anxious. They used all their strength. Whoosh! Whoosh! In the end, they barely managed to pass through the boulder. Save me! However, there was still one person who was a step slower and was shouting anxiously. And after Wu Yun and the rest rushed past the boulder, they turned back to look, all of their faces changed, but they were helpless. They hurriedly unleashed a powerful attack, hoping to buy time for that person. Unfortunately, it was useless. The giant rock was like a giant Vajra city, unmoved. Boom! It continued until the man was smashed into minced meat. Dead. Everyone's faces froze when they saw that person disappear. They never imagined that someone would die as soon as they entered this place. Rumble. At the same time, the boulder slowly rose, allowing Lin Ling and the others to see the person behind the boulder. Come over quickly. Wu Yun and the others shouted because the round boulder was also rolling over. This meant that everyone only had one chance. If they did not come over, they would die under the round boulder. Luckily, the square boulder was rising, giving everyone a chance. Whoosh! 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 Everyone unleashed their strength and leaped under the boulder. Their speed was as fast as teleportation. Fortunately, the boulder was grand and wide. Otherwise, everyone would have already passed through it. However, this time, everyone finally managed to pass through without any mishap. They gathered together, breathing heavily, their foreheads full of cold sweat, as if they had not reacted yet. Lin Ling looked ahead and said indifferently, looks like this underground palace dragon tomb is not simple. Anticipation rose in his heart. This underground palace was so dangerous, then the treasures obtained would definitely be extraordinary. If only he could rush into the divine level. Although his strength was considered above average in the 6th level, he knew that was because he had yet to meet a true expert. Let's go. Following that, Lin Ling said to everyone and took the lead to advance. Wu Yun, Windless and the rest looked at Lin Ling with complicated expressions. If they looked down on Lin Ling at the start, and then Lin Ling defeated Windless, making them pay attention to him, then now, they somewhat worshipped him. After all, Lin Ling's realm did not seem high, but that ability to not be afraid in the face of danger was something they did not possess. Following by Lin Ling's side, they would have a sense of security. Rumble. Everyone continued to advance for a very long time. The sky also kept smashing boulders down. Luckily, everyone was prepared. It was a daunting experience without any mishap. After a long time, an entrance appeared in front. The entrance was pitch black with dense fog pervading the air. Seems like we've reached a new place. However, along the way, why didn't we see anyone else? One must know that there are many people who entered the dragon tomb now. I reckon that after entering the cave, the direction changed. Wu Yun, and the rest were talking. Chapter 52-38. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation, the lowest dragon stones here are 2 dragon stones. We are going to be rich. Wu Feng and the others were very happy and laughed loudly. Wu Feng looked around and saw a rare three-dragon stone. He stretched out his hand and wanted to collect it. But in front of him, a palm was faster than him. He looked up. Damn, it's you, Lin Ling. He quickly gave it to Lin Ling and laughed. You saw it first, it's yours. Bullying the weak and fearing the strong. Seeing this, Wu Yun, and the others laughed and scolded. Lin Ling also laughed and collected the 3 dragon stones. He sighed in his heart. Dragon stones were very rare in the 18 Dragon Mountains. But here, they were everywhere. Plus, no one collected 1 dragon stone. The lowest was 2 dragon stones. Just as he collected the dragon stones, Lin Ling suddenly frowned. He felt a strong aura flying towards them. He quickly said, someone is coming. Wu Yun, and the others looked around and their faces changed. It's young Master Wu from the Sealing Cave clan. Sealing Cave clan? Lin Ling frowned. He had heard of this mysterious clan. That young Master Wu is in the top 100 of the 6th floor. He is on par with Yin Chuanyu from the Silver Moon clan. Wu Yun's face turned serious. The most important thing is that the Sealing Cave clan and our One-Tooth clan have grievances. Now that they are here, they most likely have bad intentions. Ha ha ha, Wu Feng, you still haven't left after seeing me, Wu Feng. At this time, a loud laugh came. Young Master Wu from the Sealing Cave clan slowed down and walked over with his hands behind his back. The so-called enemies meet on a narrow road. Today, you can't escape. Wu Feng. Wu Feng shouted. He had interacted with young Master Wu many times. He knew the latter's strength and knew that the latter could not wait to kill them. Usually, with the One-Tooth clan seniors here, young Master Wu would not dare to act recklessly. Now that there were no seniors here and they were in this place, they could not avoid trouble. Hee, who is the one who can't escape? Currently, we can't determine. Wu Feng sneered and gave Wu Yun, and the others a look, reminding them of the upcoming battle. Rumble. At the same time, a rumbling sound rang out. Prince Wu had already made his move. He slapped out with his palm, and a divine mountain appeared. Golden light shone resplendently, as if it could seal heaven and earth. Get lost. Windless unleashed his full power, punching out with both fists. 2 trillion divinity power surged out. Boom! A deafening explosion resounded as the golden divine mountain was destroyed. However, it was clear that young Master Wu had not used his full strength. Whoosh! Whoosh! At the same time, more than 10 figures appeared in the surroundings and encircled them. Young Master Wu, you are so arrogant and complacent. Be careful that an arrogant army will be defeated. Wu Yun could feel the huge pressure. Without mentioning other things, just the 30 billion divinity energy was enough to tire her out. The two had fought for hundreds of rounds. If not for the floor of the underground palace being tough, this place would have been destroyed. Go and die, 9 words acupuncture point seal. At this moment, young Master Wu grasped the opportunity. His hands moved rapidly, forming a mysterious seal. After fusing with his divinity body, he unleashed a fierce attack. Wu Yun was surrounded by 9 golden divinity mountains. Furthermore, the 9 divinity mountains were charging towards Wu Yun. Not good, I've been tricked. Wu Yun's expression changed. If her acupuncture point was sealed, even if she did not die, she would lose a layer of skin. She now knew how powerful the top 100 of the 6th floor were. Xiao. At this moment, a dazzling sword arrived and shot in from her left. Under the sword, a crack appeared on one of the divinity mountains. What? Young Master Wu's expression changed. His 9 words acupuncture point seal was connected from head to tail. This chop was not just one divinity mountain, but 9. The person who came could actually split the divinity mountains. From this, one could see how terrifying his strength was. And the person who attacked was Lin Ling. He had used the faith sword. However, this sword that could cut through everything was unable to split the golden divinity mountains. This undoubtedly caused him to be very shocked. It seemed like the top 100 of the 6th floor did not live up to their reputation. Lin Ling. Wu Yun saw Lin Ling beside her and was overjoyed. Hurry up and leave this place. When Lin Ling saw that his sword could not split the divinity mountains, he knew that if he was sealed by the 9 divinity mountains, he would most likely die. My 9 words acupuncture point seal is not something that you can come and go as you please. Young Master Wu roared. Bang! But at this moment, Lin Ling punched out. The terrifying punch seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth. It actually caused the divinity mountains to retreat. Following which, Lin Ling brought Wu Yun out of the 9 words acupuncture point seal. At this moment, Lin Ling also noticed that the 9 words acupuncture point seal was actually mixed with many different powers. There was the power of the gods, the power of the universe, and the unique divinity body of the sealing point tribe. Chapter 5239. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation Xiao. 2 figures rushed out of the 9 sacred mountains, causing Wu Feng and the rest to feel relieved. Fortunately, Lin Ling was there. Prince Wu's expression was ugly. He almost killed Wu Yun, but she was saved by this white-haired male. Who was this white-haired male? Furthermore, he had seen this white-haired male before, but he did not expect him to be so strong. Your strength is not bad. You are only a saint, but you can break my 9 words acupuncture point seal. Who are you? Prince Wu looked at Lin Ling. Lin Ling ignored him and let Wu Yun help Wu Feng and the rest. He then looked at Prince Wu. Your strength is not bad too. Middle stage deity realm universe giant god, but your deity energy has reached 300 trillion units, comparable to a late stage universe giant god. Your Excellency, there are very few experts like you on the 6th floor. Even if you don't say anything, it's easy to find out. Prince Wu wanted to know Lin Ling's background. Lin Ling's eyes flashed, and he did not hide. I am Lin Ling. Lin Ling. Prince Wu's eyes narrowed. He had heard of Lin Ling's name. He was a new giant on the 6th floor. During the battle in the Purple Wind Cave, he escaped from the hands of 2 deity clans. One of the 8 deities from the primal chaos world, White Mountain Great Buddha, was sent out, but they still could not catch Lin Ling. I have heard of your name for a long time. So it is you. Prince Wu smiled, his eyes burning with the flames of war. I heard that you killed Yin Chuangyu. At first, I thought it was just a rumor. But after meeting you today, it is indeed possible. Only possible. Lin Ling smiled. Of course, Yin Chuangyu is not that weak. If you only have that kind of strength, you are comparable to Yin Chuangyu, or even slightly weaker. Young Master Wu nodded. Of course, I can't guarantee that you're still hiding your strength, so we'll find out soon enough. Moreover, I'm very excited. If I kill a giant like you, Wu Feng's name will probably shake the entire 6th floor. You think you have the strength? Lin Ling smiled. Of course. Young Master Wu nodded proudly. I'm ranked 72nd among the top 100 gods on the 6th level. In terms of strength, I'm actually slightly stronger than Yin Chuangyu. You're in the top 100 of the 6th floor, and I'm a new big shot of the 6th floor. That little bit of fame of yours isn't enough to take advantage of me. Lin Ling said. We'll know after the battle. Young Master Wu stretched out his hand and condensed a powerful divine energy into a huge golden divine mountain that floated behind young Master Wu. It was incomparably majestic. Coo coo coo. Young Master Wu also let out a strange sound, giving people an extremely strange feeling. However, after these sounds, the golden mountains began to condense and collided with each other. At this critical moment, Lin Ling activated Lin Ling's universe, and a light shield appeared around them. With a rumbling sound, the claws seemed to be splitting the sky and earth, and cracks appeared on Lin Ling's universe. However, Lin Ling took this opportunity to escape from the claws. He even abandoned the sword of faith. "Humph, you are not my match." Seeing this, young Master Wu sneered, and his eyes were full of arrogance and contempt. He was so strong that he must be one of the strongest middle-stage universe giant gods. There are too many gods here, and more are coming. If we encounter one who, the Silvermoon clan, and the others, it will be troublesome. Young Master Wu won't be able to defeat them in a short time. While Lin Ling was flying backward, his mind was in deep thought. In the end, he chose to escape. After all, even if he defeated young Master Wu with all his strength, he would have used up all his trump cards. If his enemies from the Silvermoon clan appeared, Lin Ling would be in trouble. "You want to leave?" Young Master Wu saw Lin Ling retreating and guessed Lin Ling's thoughts. He sneered and shouted, "If I, young Master Wu, want to kill someone, no one can escape. If I, Lin Ling, want to leave, no one can stop me." As Lin Ling was flying backward, he sneered, and a powerful soul power rushed out. Universe 3 Extremes Break. Formless cosmic rays rushed out from Lin Ling's body, but this time, they didn't attack Golden Armadillo King. Instead, they attacked young Master Wu. Young Master Wu obviously didn't expect Lin Ling to suddenly attack him. Soul power. His expression changed slightly. With a wave of his hands, an endless golden mountain appeared and sealed him inside. The cosmic rays intertwined, passed through the golden mountain, and attacked young Master Wu continuously, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. His soul was shattered, but it quickly reformed. "Go!" Lin Ling seized the opportunity and rushed toward Wu Yun, and the others. "You want to leave?" The Sealed Cave clan, who was fighting with Wu Yun, and the others, naturally wanted to stop Lin Ling and the others. However, their strength couldn't compare to young Master Wu, so they couldn't stop Lin Ling. Chapter 5240. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. Facing over 10 deity realm giant cosmos gods, Lin Ling activated all his techniques and slashed out. The Faith Sword formed a powerful sword light that transformed into a crescent moon slash, sending the 10 deity realm giant cosmos gods flying. Such power! The Sealed Cave clan's gods had a huge change in expression. One had to know that their power was so much higher than Lin Ling's, and with so many of them working together, they still could not stop Lin Ling. Charge out! Windless and the others used this opportunity to charge out of the encirclement. Ping ping ping. They also used their absolute arts, sending out waves of light that forced the gods to retreat. Wu Yun, you are escaping just like that. Have you forgotten how your sister Wu Kai died? Hee, her taste is not bad. At this moment, a cold voice came from behind, bringing with it a sense of satisfaction. Wu Yun, who was following Lin Ling, narrowed her eyes and a blood-red flame flashed in her eyes. She suddenly turned her head. "Let's go, don't be fooled." Lin Ling sensed Wu Yun's emotions and could not help but roar. Wu Yun took a deep breath and finally left with Lin Ling. It was no wonder she was so angry. Wu Kai was her twin sister, yet she died in the hands of Wu Feng. Furthermore, she died in such a tragic manner. This was the pain of her life. Hee, you want to leave? Suddenly, a resounding voice came from behind. Lin Ling and Wu Yun, who were at the back of the group, sensed the arrival of a powerful universe that sealed time, space, and even reincarnation. Even though they were rushing forward, it felt as though they were just stepping on the same spot. Not good. Lin Ling roared, clenching the faith sword and slashing forward, wanting to break through this restriction. Wu Yun, before your sister died, she was shouting, "Sister, under me." At this moment, that cold voice came again, causing Wu Yun, to grit her teeth. She could not hold it in any longer. She suddenly turned around and a bugle horn appeared in her hand, blowing into it. This bugle horn was extraordinary and was a sacred item of the Tooth clan. With this blow, a pair of white and huge horns appeared out of thin air. This pair of horns looked like water ripples, but also like the horns of a goat. It was extremely strange. Furthermore, only the horns could be seen, and the head could not be seen. It was as if the horns had grown out of the rolling mist. Boom! The moment the horn collided with Lin Ling and the others, cracks appeared in the universe space. Then, Lin Ling slashed out with his sword and it completely shattered. Kill him. Wu Yun's face was cold. She did not run away. Instead, she ordered the twin horns to attack young Master Wu. Wu Yun, don't translation. Lin Ling immediately cursed. At a time like this, they should be running away. Translation, kill him. The gods of the ceiling cave race all sneered and wanted to kill Wu Yuner who was rushing over. However, the pair of horns actually sent them flying and killed 3 gods in succession. In the end, the horns crashed into Golden Armadillo King who was in front of young Master Wu. Golden Armadillo King's golden scales shone with golden light and fought evenly with the pair of horns. At this moment, young Master Wu had completely awakened. A large golden sword appeared in his hand. The golden radiance turned solid and formed a terrifying golden ghost head. Wu Yun, you lost your mind so easily. You are too stupid. He disappeared from his spot and appeared above Wu Yun's head, slashing down with his sword. Wu Yun was still blowing the bugle horn. Her expression changed drastically. Finally, she gave up blowing the bugle horn and used it to block the sky. King Chang. However, the bugle horn was sent flying by young Master Wu's sword and smashed into the ground. Young Master Wu's sword did not stop and slashed towards Wu Yun. Shwa! Blood spurted out. Wu Yun's arm was cut off by young Master Wu. The pain caused Wu Yun's face to turn pale. Put on. She fell from the sky and lost half of her battle strength. Young Master Wu looked in front and saw the mysterious pair of horns clashing with Golden Armadillo King. He was secretly shocked by the might of the bugle horn. He then looked at Wu Yun and knew that she could not be left alive. Go to hell. He slashed down with his sword, wanting to split Wu Yun in half. However, at the crucial moment, Lin Ling arrived. He slashed towards the sky and sent young Master Wu's sword flying. However, Lin Ling's expression was extremely grave. Because, his faith sword was dimming. He estimated that it would not be able to last much longer. Lin Ling, I have no enmity with you. Why do you insist on seeking death? Young Master Wu looked at Lin Ling with an ugly expression. If I were you, I would have used the opportunity when I was killing Wu Yun to distance myself from the conflict and not play the hero. I am a little stupid. You can think of it that way. Lin Ling raised his head and said. You are indeed stupid. Unfortunately, people who are too stupid usually die. Young Master Wu sneered. He raised the golden sword in his hand again and a golden armor suddenly appeared on his body. His aura was increasing crazily at this moment. Lin Ling's expression was grave. He did not know if the faith sword could block young Master Wu's attack. He was after all a saint. To be able to contend with the top 100, he had to rely on various trump cards. However, at this moment, a strong gust of wind swept over, and a huge green bamboo flew over. Looking at the thing holding the green bamboo, it was actually an incomparably huge white ape. It was unknown when this white ape had appeared, but it was extremely violent. Its thick arms held the green bamboo, and its strength was vast. Moreover, the white ape's fur was very long, reaching the ground. It was like a savage. Young Master Wu's expression changed. At this moment, he was unable to defend himself. He was swept by the green bamboo and flew backwards. He crashed into a pillar in the distance, causing the entire underground palace to tremble. Pooh! Young Master Wu spat out a mouthful of golden blood and said coldly, "Who is it? Let's go." However, the white ape did not care about him. It threw Lin Ling and Wu Yun on its shoulder and then strode forward. It was as fast as the wind. Stop him! Young Master Wu struggled to stand up. However, he was still injured and could not stand steadily. The gods of the Ceiling Cave tribe immediately helped young Master Wu to delay the white ape. However, at this moment, a huge bronze bell suddenly appeared in the sky and suppressed them. It actually sealed all the gods inside the bronze bell. Who are these people? They are not weak at all. Young Master Wu saw this scene and his expression became grave. If it was one-on-one, he would not be afraid of these people. However, they suddenly joined forces and caught him off guard. He did not chase after them. He walked back to where he was and looked at the bugle horn on the ground. His expression instantly became cold. This bugle horn is an extremely powerful divine weapon. Unfortunately, only the bloodline of the Fong tribe can activate it. Lin Ling, you spoiled my plans. My Ceiling Cave tribe will not let you off. Don't think that you can escape from my grasp just because you ran away. He gritted his teeth and walked forward. With a slash of his sword, the bronze bell was cut in half. The gods inside were all freed. Chapter 52-41. Translator, Henyi Translations Editor, Henyi Translations, Young Master. They looked at young Master Wu and said, their faces full of guilt. It's not your fault. The strength of those two is comparable to a god-level giant universe god. Young Master Wu shook his head and looked into the distance. He saw a huge door in the distance. It was hundreds of meters tall and was extremely majestic. Lin Ling and the others disappeared into it. Two people. Not one. The gods exclaimed. No, two people. One of them has the bloodline of the Donghuang clan. I didn't expect the Donghuang clan to enter the second half of the Dao Pagoda. Young Master Wu said indifferently. Collect the dragon stones nearby and then go after them. At this moment, the battle in the underground palace was still fierce, but many people were watching. They were shocked by the battle between young Master Wu and the others. They guessed that the battle between them was a top god-level battle. Senior sister. On the other side, Lin Ling exclaimed on the white ape. He knew who the white ape was. After all, green bamboo represented everything. Moreover, he knew that Saint Guy was also here. Sir, how did you provoke the Sealer clan? Sure enough, Saint Guy appeared on the white ape's shoulder and looked at Lin Ling happily. It's a long story. How did you get in here? Lin Ling asked curiously. Don't mention it. The Chu family is here. Saint Guy sighed. The Chu family. Lin Ling frowned. He remembered that not long ago, he had killed a man called Young Master Chu and obtained Chu Wuzhu from him. At that time, Young Master Chu had said that they were from the Chu family in the chaotic realm. The Chu family was not comparable to the 8 gods, but it was also extraordinary. Unexpectedly, they had also entered the Dao Pagoda and come to kill them. They attacked from the bottom all the way to the 6th floor of the Dao Pagoda. Many people died, but their goal was to kill us. Shengyi continued, moreover, when you were not here, we had fought with them several times. Generally speaking, they were stronger than us, but we were not weaker than them. Later, the Chu family asked someone to help them, and they were extremely powerful. Even the Thunder Lord and the others could not defeat them. What happened after that? Lin Ling's expression changed drastically. He knew how strong the Yellow Emperor and the others were when they worked together, but they still couldn't fight back. This showed how strong that person was. After that, we split up and agreed to enter Dragon's Tomb to avoid them. Now, everyone has entered the Dragon's Tomb, but they have also dispersed. Shengyi explained. However, I guess that Lei Gong and the others had entered earlier than us because Sister Qingzhu and I were held back by the Chu family. It was not easy for us to get rid of them. Rumble. At the same time, White Ape's body trembled as it transformed continuously. Lin Ling and the rest immediately leaped into the air. The White Ape gradually disappeared, leaving behind a green bamboo on the ground. Gradually, it transformed into a woman in white. It was Qingzhu. Junior brother. Qingzhu greeted him with a smile. Let's talk while we walk. Lin Ling glanced behind him. He knew that he shouldn't stay here for long. Everyone chatted as they walked. Through Qingzhu's conversation, Lin Ling also knew that Dragon Tomb was filled with enemies. Go to our One Fong clan. Meanwhile, Wu Yun spoke. Is your hand all right? Lin Ling asked immediately. Wu Yun shook her head and said gratefully, I was too impulsive just now. Thank you for saving me. However, our only way now is to find my father and the others. All the experts of our One Fong clan have entered Dragon's Tomb. As long as we meet up, we won't be afraid of them. Lin Ling nodded. If our people also meet up, our strength will be greatly enhanced. However, I guess it won't be easy to find them. After saying that, Lin Ling also looked into the distance and his gaze finally fell on Qingzhu and the rest. Lin Ling, what's wrong? Qingzhu and the rest immediately felt that something was wrong. I can't explain it. In short, I feel a faint aura on your bodies. It's very strange. Lin Ling explained, there's no time to lose. Let's go immediately. Everyone nodded and hurried forward. Along the way, they met Wu Feng and the rest. The combination of the two had increased their strength by a lot. After they left the main hall of the underground palace, they found that they had entered another underground palace. This place was even bigger. There were maze-like corridors and a large number of secret rooms. Many dragon stones were hidden in these secret rooms. Moreover, they were at least 3 dragon stones. Therefore, there were many gods in this area. They were searching everywhere for dragon stones and treasures. Lin Ling and the rest were also searching for treasures. Everyone had a great harvest. However, Lin Ling and the rest also encountered a few waves of enemies. These people were from the Fengshui clan, the Wanhai clan, and the Chu clan. Of course, Lin Ling and the rest were powerful. After joining forces, most of them were wiped out. This time, Lin Ling and the rest had just finished searching a secret room. After they came out, they immediately saw a large group of gods blocking the door. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Lin Ling finally frowned. Lord Lin Ling, what's wrong? Saint Guai asked curiously. They had many enemies in the underground palace. It was not strange for them to encounter these enemies. It's too regular. These people will appear at a certain time. There's not much difference in the time. Lin Ling voiced out the suspicion in his heart. Hearing his words, Qingzhu carefully recalled and immediately nodded. About every 8 hours, we would encounter someone blocking our way. It is extremely accurate. This is indeed a little strange. Hehe, you can't escape even if you have wings. At this time, the gods opposite them interrupted them. These people were all gods. There were even a few gods in the middle stage of the universe giant god realm. We'll give you a chance. All of you kneel down, kowtow, and surrender. We'll leave your corpses intact. Hearing these words, Lin Ling and the rest looked at each other and shook their heads. These people probably did not know their strength. Did you hear that? Seeing that Lin Ling and the rest did not speak, one of the gods shouted sternly. Lin Ling and the rest had already made their move. They did not want to waste time here. Although they felt that it was very strange, it was clear that this group of people could not stop them. Rumble. The two sides clashed fiercely. Lin Ling's side had Qing Zhu and Saint Guiyi. Their strength could not be compared to before. In a short hour, these people were all killed, leaving behind a large number of dragon stones. Saint Guiyi's strength was already extraordinary. More importantly, as his strength increased, his control of the Donghuang bell also became more powerful. Come out. Suddenly, Lin Ling let out a low growl and looked in a certain direction. Then, he rushed over and grabbed with his big hand. There was nothing there, but the strange thing was that Lin Ling's hand seemed to reach into the water and suddenly pulled out a person. This person was wearing a loose robe. He was small and thin, like a fox. After being grabbed by Lin Ling, he was obviously shocked. "You, how did you find me?" he asked in a shocked voice. Chapter 52-42. That's right. You don't need to know that. What I want to know is why you're following us. Lin Ling said coldly. He had sealed this person with the four-realm universe. Although this person's methods were strange, his realm wasn't high. He was only an early-stage universe giant god. Let's go. Lin Ling signaled Green Bamboo and the others with his eyes. He planned to talk as they walked. After all, it was too dangerous to stay here. Green Bamboo and the others were surprised. Why didn't they sense anything when this person was following them? They walked along the corridor of the underground palace for 2 hours. Fortunately, the underground palace was big enough. Otherwise, with their strength, they would have crossed half the universe. Pine. In a new secret room, Lin Ling and the others appeared. They asked Windless and the others to collect dragon stones, while Lin Ling threw that person on the ground. Hee, I didn't expect you to be so alert. The thin fox-faced man wasn't flustered at all. He laughed sinisterly. Tell me, who are you? Green Bamboo frowned. She felt that this person was very strange. After all, this person's realm wasn't high, but he could escape from their senses. He was obviously hiding some strength. Who I am is not important. What's important is who you've provoked. That person said indifferently. He stared at Lin Ling, especially you. Me? Lin Ling sneered. You don't need to worry about me. But do you think we won't know if you don't tell us? Is that so? That person shook his head disdainfully. You rising stars don't know how powerful the ancient gods are and how many years they've been through. Forget it, it's a waste of time to talk to you. Just wait for that person's anger. Even if he was caught, his attitude was still high and mighty, as if he wasn't worried at all. After saying that, he closed his eyes. He looked as if he could kill him or cut him up. However, Lin Ling sensed a strange fluctuation. It was a familiar feeling, but when he sensed it carefully, it seemed that no god in the current era had ever used it. And this power only appeared in the square prison. Holy unification. Suddenly, Lin Ling let out a low shout. Saint Guiyi's expression changed, he immediately activated the Eastern Emperor Bell and enveloped that person. Almost at the same time, the fox-faced man's body became illusory as if he was about to disappear. However, after being suppressed by the Donghuang Bell and Lin Ling's Four Realms universe, his illusory body gradually became solid. Clearly, this person was using some mysterious method to escape, but was stopped by Lin Ling in Saint Guiyi. What? That person suddenly opened his eyes and his expression changed. You want to leave? Lin Ling looked at the man coldly, looking straight into his eyes. I really thought you weren't afraid of death, but if you weren't, why did you run away? That person's face immediately turned green and red, unable to answer. Tell me, who sent you? As long as you tell me, I'll let you go. Okay, I'll tell you. I was called here by the Chu family. You killed the members of the Chu family, so they came here from the chaotic realm to take revenge. That person said with a pale face, I've told you everything I know. You should let me go. Qing Zhu and the others frowned. The Chu family was really something. They had sent someone to follow them. Who else could it be other than the Chu family? Qing Zhu asked. Also, Mr. Wu from the Silver Moon clan has joined the crusade against you. By the way, we've also informed the 3 holy sects of White Mountain. That person said everything he knew and almost knelt down and kowtowed. It was obvious that he had become obedient after being seen through by Lin Ling. So many people. Saint Guy frowned. It seems that the Chu family has summoned all our enemies. Moreover, the Chu family knows where we are. Our enemies will definitely chase after us and kill us. He looked at Lin Ling and said, Lord Lin Ling, I think we should leave this place immediately. Junior brother, we can't stay here for long. If we're surrounded by them, we'll be in big trouble. Qing Zhu nodded. You'd better leave now. It won't take long for the pursuers to catch up with us. Seeing Lin Ling and the others were about to retreat, that person begged for mercy immediately. I've already told you that you have to let me go. You can't go back on your words. Get lost. Saint Guy said immediately and was about to take back the Donghuang bell. Wait. At this time, a voice interrupted him. It was Lin Ling. That person had been glad that he could finally escape. However, Lin Ling's interruption made his heart skip a beat. Saint Guy and the others looked at Lin Ling and didn't understand why Lin Ling asked that question. You haven't told me clearly about the person you mentioned before. Lin Ling was still looking at the fox-like man, but his words made the man's heart skip a beat. He's from the Chu family. He said with a smile. You said that person was very powerful. We're courting death by offending him. Lin Ling asked again, he's from the Chu family? Yes, he's the current family head of the Chu family. He's from the chaotic realm, so he must be very powerful. What's his strength? How old is he? What does he look like? Well, my strength is lowly. How could I be qualified to meet him? The fox-like man said with a wry smile. Don't try to search my soul. My soul has been marked. As long as it's searched, my soul will explode. In fact, Lin Ling had wanted to search this person's soul for a long time. However, he had given up because he had sensed that power. You're lying. However, Lin Ling didn't believe him at all. That person is not from the Chu family at all. He's a big shot who's even more powerful than the Chu family. He only has one target, which is me. The others are not important at all. Am I right? Lin Ling said again, and a powerful aura was also coming out. Bang! As soon as the man stood up, he was shocked by the aura and sat down on the ground. Qing Zhu and Shengyi were confused. They didn't understand why Lin Ling wanted to know about the mysterious person. After all, it didn't matter who the mysterious person was. They were all enemies. I really don't know. The man was trembling. He hadn't expected Lin Ling to judge him like this. You really don't want to tell me? Lin Ling took a step forward, and his aura became even more ferocious. I can tell you that if you don't tell me, you will die here today. That person has the right to judge you, and so do I. What do you mean? Nothing. Lin Ling shook his head slightly. You are a prisoner. That's why you can hide in a place where we can't find you. Similarly, even if you are caught, as long as you escape to prison, no one can catch you. That's why you were so confident before. Ah! The man was trembling even more. He stared at Lin Ling as if he was looking at that big shot. I will tell you. He shouted hurriedly. He had been confident before because he thought Lin Ling didn't know the background of that person. However, now he felt that Lin Ling seemed to know a lot of things. Chapter 52-43. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. I don't know her name, but I do know that she is a woman, and I am indeed a prisoner, assigned to supervise you. By the way, I have heard that she is also a member of the Kunlun Jade Pure Land of the 8 gods of the Chaotic Realm, and her master is the Heavenly Lord Yuanshi. That's all I know. If you keep your word, spare me. After saying that, he kept kowtowing. Kunlun Jade Pure Realm. Qing Zhu's face sank. She came from the Chaos Realm and naturally knew what this meant. She looked at Lin Ling and said, "Junior brother, is the Kunlun Jade Pure Realm also targeting you?" Lin Ling did not speak. Instead, he stared at that person and said coldly, "I'll let you go. But you have to tell her that I, Lin Ling, will be waiting for her." After saying that, Lin Ling no longer paid attention to that person and left with everyone. That person felt incredulous. After all, Lin Ling let him go just like that. With doubts, he began to run. In fact, Lin Ling did not pay attention to him anymore. On the other side, Lin Ling left with everyone. Qing Zhu saw Lin Ling's serious expression and could not help but ask curiously, "Junior brother, is that person very strong?" Qing Zhu had been with Lin Ling for a long time, but this was the first time she saw Lin Ling's expression so serious. It was as if he had met a powerful enemy. One must know that in the Chaos Realm, Lin Ling was surrounded by the 3 divine gates of the White Mountain. In the Purple Wind Cave, Lin Ling was chased by 2 divine tribes. He had never been so serious. Very strong, stronger than we imagined. Lin Ling nodded. Because she's the same as me. She's a prison warden. Prison guard. Qing Zhu frowned. She did not understand what Lin Ling was talking about. However, Lin Ling didn't explain. Instead, he led everyone out of the place. On the other side, the fox-faced man was still running away, and he kept muttering to himself, luckily. However, that Lin Ling is only a saint. Why does he give me such a terrifying feeling? Even deities and pinnacle universe giant gods can't give me such a sense of oppression. Sky Rat Lord Tian, if you want to know, I can tell you the answer. Suddenly, a cold voice sounded in his ears. His translation. Then, a powerful force enveloped him and brought him into the void. When he reappeared, he was already in a pitch-black and icy corridor. Painful groans could be heard coming from both sides of the corridor. It was as if they were in purgatory. The sound of footsteps came at the same time. A slender figure walked over from the corridor. He was like the shadow of the Heavenly Emperor. Every step he took caused the fox-faced man's heart to tremble. Lord Sky Rat Lord Tian. Is Lord Sky. You've been discovered. That person stood in front of Sky Rat Lord Tian and looked down at him. Tell me, what did he say to you? He said he will wait for you. Sky Rat Lord Tian said nervously. Wait for me. That person lowered his voice and remained silent. After a while, he said, all right, haven't you always been curious about who he is? I will tell you now. He is the same as me. He is the master of the square prison. Like me, he controls countless powerful deities from the era of gods. Because of this, you are afraid of him. He can use the power of the prison on you. Hearing this, Sky Rat Lord Tian's expression changed. Another master of the square prison? Pine. But after saying that, a bolt of lightning came crashing down from the prison, blasting Heavenly Rat Tian Jun's body and turning him into dust. Lin Ling. That slender figure was still standing in the corridor. He stretched out his hand and clenched it into a fist. A terrifying aura emanated from him. In the era of gods, the square prison was broken by the will of the world and was distributed in every corner of the universe. Now, she had the right to reorganize the law and take back all the square prison. On the other side, Lin Ling suddenly stopped. He looked into the distance, sneered, and continued forward. Lin Ling, have they caught up with us? Qing Zhu asked hurriedly. No, but she knows I found her. Lin Ling said with a smile. She probably won't catch up with us for a long time. After all, she is very prideful. After I saw through her trick, she won't do anything for a while. After a pause, he said, however, we can't underestimate the Chu family and young Master Wu. They must still be hunting us. We are still within their range. Lord Lin Ling, what should we do? Saint Guy asked with a frown. He had met the Chu family before and knew how powerful they were. Find a way to get rid of them. Lin Ling said as he looked ahead. They continued on their way, abandoning the dragon stones in the secret chambers. After a long time, they finally walked out of the maze-like corridor. What entered their eyes was an endless wasteland. The whole wasteland was very quiet. Only the gods would occasionally run in the distance. After that, nothing could be seen. This place is a little strange. Qing Zhu frowned. Let me see if there is another way out. No, we will go from here. Lin Ling interrupted. There are a lot of people chasing us. In such a dangerous forbidden land, we may be able to shake them off. At the very least, they will suffer some losses. Of course, we have to be careful. The forbidden land is a double-edged sword. It can kill enemies and also hurt ourselves. I agree with Lin Ling's idea. Wu Yuner said on behalf of the Ya family. Qing Zhu also agreed. Then, they entered the wasteland. The wasteland was very quiet. It was so quiet that no sound could be heard. Lin Ling and the others walked for a while. Then, they found that any sound here would be very small. It was very strange. Moreover, the gods they met on the way lowered their heads and did not speak. They only wanted to hurry on. There is probably a huge danger here. The sound seems to be the reason for the danger. Qing Zhu said solemnly after sensing the surroundings. Let's try it out. Lin Ling suggested. Wu Yuner and the others' expressions changed. Call out the danger. What if they could not face it? Know the enemy and know yourself, and you will be victorious in every battle. If we don't even know what danger there is here, how can we shake them off? Lin Ling said. Everyone felt that Lin Ling's words made sense. Let me. Wu Feng laughed and walked out. His laughter became much dimmer in the air. He activated the power of God and attacked the ground. Rumble. The power of God's attack was obviously different. The sound it brought was also earth-shattering. The ground was smashed by the power of God. Dust flew, and the sound drifted further and further. Lin Ling and the others waited solemnly for the arrival of danger. Time passed. At a certain moment, the ground in front of them shook. Then, a dazzling light floated up from the ground. The light emitted a strong aura. It was actually a 10-dragon stone. This. Everyone was shocked. Could it be that the sound had awakened the 10-dragon stone? If that was the case, they would be rich. Something is wrong. Everyone, be careful. Danger is coming. However, at this moment, Lin Ling shouted. The 10-dragon stone began to change. On the ground, countless specks of light shot out and merged with the 10-dragon stone. These specks of light were the dragon soul. Chapter 52-44. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless fantasy translation. Specks of dragon souls rushed over from all directions, causing the light to become bigger and bigger. Lin Ling, are you going to run? Windless' face turned serious as he sensed a dangerous aura descending. Lin Ling quickly pondered and finally decided to fight. He wanted to know how dangerous this forbidden area was. Only by knowing yourself and your enemy can you win every battle. Fight! Qin Zhu saw Lin Ling's eyes and instantly knew Lin Ling's decision. Looks like we can only fight. Everyone get ready. Wu Yun also gave an order to the One Fong race. In just an instant, everyone displayed their strongest state. Looking at the blinding light again, it actually attracted a lot of soil to shoot over. Banging sounds rang out, and finally, it turned into a huge earth dragon that was as big as the Great Wall. This dragon was so lifelike that even its scales were incomparably real. A pair of eyes filled with anger stared at Lin Ling and the rest. Humans, you are courting death. It spoke in human language and was extremely majestic. What are you? Lin Ling asked. Great World's ancestral dragon. The earth dragon's voice was incomparably majestic as circles of light blossomed from its slender dragon body. Those who disturb the dragon's tomb, kill without mercy. It began to make its move. It was like a giant looking down on everyone. Suddenly, it opened its mouth and spat out an endless gust of wind. Rumble. Lin Ling and the rest felt a huge pressure. That gale contained a terrifying power that made it hard for them to resist. Everyone, let's work together. Qin Zhu shouted loudly. Everyone gathered together and erupted with divine power to block the incoming gale. What kind of power is this? Wu Yun's long hair was blown up as she shouted. It's the power of the universe. Lin Ling checked the source of that gale, and it's at least the Three Realms universe. Three Realms universe. Everyone was shocked. After all, Four Realms universe was already extremely rare, let alone Three Realms. We can't break it at all. Saint Guyi said anxiously. His Donghuan bell was like a small boat in the middle of an ocean when facing the universe of the Three Realms. That might not be the case. Although this great world's ancestral dragon is powerful, it's not a human in the end. It's just a sentient being. It's not difficult to break it. Lin Ling said, we just need to break his dragon head. The problem now is how do we get out of the universe of the Three Realms? Let's work together to stop the Three Realms. Lord Lin Ling, you go and attack. Saint Guyi suggested. No need. Windless, go and attack. That great world's ancestral dragon's defense isn't strong. It's mainly his Three Realms universe. Lin Ling shook his head and looked at Windless. Alright, I'll do it. Windless immediately nodded. And Lin Ling and the others erupted with all their strength. They didn't hide the slightest bit of strength, blocking that gale for Windless. Windless' expression was delighted, and he immediately rushed towards the sky. Bang bang bang. However, no matter how much strength he unleashed, he could not break through the shackles. It was as if he was sealed in a bubble. Wu Yun, not good, I can't charge out. This time, Windless was anxious. Why is the Three Realms universe so hard to deal with? Wu Yun scolded. With so many of them working together, even a deity realm universe giant god wouldn't be their match. Yet they couldn't break through the Three Realms universe. This Three Realms universe, we can block it, but we can't break it. Green Bamboo looked at the sky and said. The gale formed a barrier that enveloped all of them. Everyone, hold on, I'll do it. Lin Ling knew that if he wanted to break through the Three Realms universe, perhaps only his Sword of Faith could do it. He leaped up, and the Sword of Faith appeared in his hand. He looked at the sky and slashed out. Hong long long. The gale was slashed apart, and the sound was deafening. Following that, a crack appeared on the outermost layer of the gale. Seeing this, Lin Ling punched out. The crack immediately exploded, an endless gale poured out from the gap. Thanks. Windlass also rushed out along with the gale, and that crack was rapidly recovering. However, Windlass had already rushed out, exploding with his deity energy to attack the Earth Dragon. With a boom, the Earth Dragon's head suffered a heavy blow, and endless soil exploded. Shwa la la. Following that, those Firefly Dragon souls also dissipated, scattering on the ground like snowflakes, gradually disappearing. Pa! Finally, a dragon stone fell to the ground. This was the 10 dragon stone. Everyone was relieved, and they were incomparably happy. However, this ancestral dragon of the great world made their hearts heavy. One ancestral dragon required all of them to work together. What if more appeared? Without a doubt, they would be completely wiped out. Luckily, Lin Ling tested a little. Otherwise, if we met halfway, it would be troublesome. Everyone felt a lingering fear. Lin Ling, this is for you. At this time, Windlass walked over and threw the 10 dragon stone to Lin Ling. Lin Ling pondered, and then he didn't hesitate to accept it. He was indeed lacking something to break through. Let's go. Everyone continued forward, and on the way, they chatted freely. After all, they all knew that only the sound waves formed by deity energy could awaken the ancestral dragon of the great world. Rumble. After walking for a full hour, there was a sudden roar from behind. Although the distance was far, the desolate land was originally quiet, and any sound could travel very far. Following that, Lin Ling and the rest saw dust flying behind them. It seemed that there was a great battle. Who is so stupid? Wu Yun, and the rest stopped and looked behind in shock. Looks like the pursuers have arrived. Lin Ling pondered, and then said, ordinary lone cultivators would be careful here. Only the deity race would dare to swagger around and barge in. Lin Ling is right. Let's go quickly. Qing Zhu nodded. Everyone quickened their pace and rushed into the distance. Hee, they are so arrogant. Who knows how many people have died along the way? Xingyi said with a gloating smile. Everyone laughed in unison. However, Lin Ling's face darkened. He felt that things were not as simple as they seemed. After all, they were being hunted down by several god clans. Even if they were to go on a rampage, they would probably kill them all. Lin Ling and the rest walked for a full day, but there was still no end to the desolate land. They have caught up. After an unknown period of time, Qing Zhu suddenly shouted. Everyone's face fell. They had not expected the pursuers to be so fast. Following that, they saw dust billowing behind them. It seemed that a large number of deities were rushing over. Looking at the number, it was not a small number. They are there. At the same time, a loud shout was heard. Apparently, they had discovered Lin Ling and the rest. Run! Lin Ling did not say anything and led the group to run wildly. However, the speed of the pursuers did not slow down at all. They pursued relentlessly. Lin Ling took the time to turn around and immediately saw how many people were on the other side. It could be said that there were countless of them. There were the 10,000 Booms, the Silver Moon race, the Rotten race, and of course, the Sealing Cave race. As for those with strange auras, they seemed to be from the Chu family. No wonder they dared to barge around in the desolate land. It turned out that they had more people than expected. Lin Ling, you can't escape even if you grow wings. At the same time, a loud shout was heard. From the distant horizon, a young man was looking over with murderous intent. He was young Master Wu. Chapter 52-45. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. After he spoke, several dragon stones floated around him. Then, a large number of dragon souls gathered and transformed into majestic earth dragons. Destroy them. Prince Wu ignored the ancestral dragons and continued to chase after Lin Ling with the others. Furthermore, they were all furious. It was obvious that many of them had died in their barbaric attack on the wasteland, and they blamed it all on Lin Ling. Prince Wu, come. I, Lin Ling, am right here. Lin Ling could hear their anger and laughed sarcastically. How many of you have died? Saint Guyi shouted, adding insult to injury. Damn it! Curses could be heard from behind. Are you Lin Ling, the one who killed my Chu family and stole my Chu Wuzhu? You deserve to die. An elder shouted angrily. He was extremely powerful and was a late-stage universe giant god. If not for the wasteland, where there were many dangers, he would have caught up with Lin Ling and killed him. Split up and run. Although Lin Ling was gloating, he knew that if this continued, he would be caught up sooner or later. Moreover, Windless and the others had been attacking in all directions and awakening the ancestral dragons. Otherwise, the pursuers would have caught up with them. Split up. No way. Everyone shook their heads after hearing Lin Ling's words. If we stay together, we'll catch all of you in one fell swoop. It's safer if we split up. As for whether we can escape from them, that's up to fate. Lin Ling said. You can split up, but I want to go with you. Qing Zhu knew what Lin Ling was thinking. Now, the pursuers' main target was Lin Ling, so if they split up, more of them would go after Lin Ling. The pressure on the others was reduced. Senior sister, take them with you. If I'm alone, I'll be safer. Lin Ling shook his head and refused. He did have this idea in mind when he split up. If he lured the stronger gods away, Qing Zhu and the others would be safer. And if Lin Ling was alone, his chances of escaping would be greatly increased. Alright, but you have to promise me that you'll stay alive. Otherwise, I won't be able to explain myself to Master. Although Qing Zhu was worried about Lin Ling, she also knew that time waits for no one. They immediately separated. They're going to separate. As soon as Lin Ling and the others separated, they were immediately spotted by the gods behind them. However, it wasn't easy for them to catch up to Lin Ling and the others. After all, the land in front of them was filled with ancestral dragons from the Great World. This was because Lin Ling and the others had woken them up while fleeing. Sir, should we take a detour? Even though there were many people chasing after Lin Ling and the others, they were still a little nervous when they saw the large group in front of them. Damned Lin Ling! The leaders of the various god clans all looked gloomy. Kill them! Young Master Wu suddenly shouted. He had already suffered a loss in front of Lin Ling once. This time, he must kill Lin Ling. Moreover, Lin Ling was now one of the top 100. His strength was only below him. If he was given a little more strength, he might even surpass him. Such a person couldn't be left alive. Kill them. The gods of the Silver Moon race hesitated. Everyone, Lin Ling is the #1 enemy of your god clan. You were summoned by us halfway, which means that this opportunity belongs to you. If you miss it, your god clan will definitely blame you. And if you kill Lin Ling, you'll be the #1 meritorious official of the god clan. The old man from the Chu family said indifferently. He had long silver hair, but his body was like an iron tower. His aura was terrifying. Chu family head, do you also agree to not take a detour and directly kill them? A god from the rotten race asked. That's right. Lin Ling is cunning and has escaped the god clan's pursuit many times. If he finds another opportunity, he will definitely escape again. The silver-haired old man nodded. Alright, we'll kill them together. But this time, we have to do it together. We can't let one of the god clans be in the front and the other behind. That's fine. An expert from the Silver Moon race said. Previously, the Silvermoon race had charged quickly and many of their people had died. Alright, I agree on behalf of the Chu family. The silver-haired old man nodded. He knew that these god clans all had their own ulterior motives. If they didn't have the same goal, it wouldn't be easy to get them to work together. I agree on behalf of the sealed cave race. Moreover, we have fewer people, so I won't take advantage of you. I'll let the sealed cave race take the lead. Young Master Wu nodded. In that case, we'll kill our way over and then split up. The others will kill the One-Tooth race's people, and will kill Lin Ling. All the god clans nodded. Then, they unleashed their full strength and charged at the Great World's ancestral dragons. The sky was filled with Great World's ancestral dragons. They were majestic, and all of them had powerful universes in their bodies. They worked together to spit out a gust of wind, forming a terrifying universe. Kill. The god clans had to destroy these earth dragons to catch up to Lin Ling. If they took a detour, it would probably take a long time. This was disadvantageous to them. However, Lin Ling wasn't going smoothly. After all, there were Great World's ancestral dragons blocking him. Although they didn't cause him any life-threatening danger, they did delay him. Moreover, Lin Ling couldn't fight with these Great World's ancestral dragons. He could only try his best to avoid them. Senior Guang Qingzi. At the same time, Lin Ling also notified the square prison. Now, the square prison was his ultimate trump card. I know. In the square prison, Guang Qingzi already knew about this. He said solemnly, "You are now being targeted by another prison lord. He is probably waiting for you to use the square prison. You have to be careful. This time, release all the prisoners and buy some time. That monkey and I will also do our best to help you." Lin Ling nodded and asked, "All right. But what about the green-robed Taoist?" He had a feeling that the green-robed Taoist was the strongest among all the square prison he had. Him. I can't summon him. But when it's time to come out, he will definitely come out. You can open the prison door at any time. Guang Qingzi said to Lin Ling. As they conversed, Lin Ling had already charged past the Great World's ancestral dragons and flew into the distance. Behind him was an earth-shattering battle, but Lin Ling was getting further and further away. Lin Ling constantly attacked his surroundings, causing the Great World's ancestral dragons to appear and gradually disappear into the distance. Senior Guang Qingzi, could it be that there are 4 people who have the square prison? Sensing that the pursuers had been shaken off, Lin Ling hurriedly asked. Logically speaking, there should be 4 people. Back then, the gods of various eras were punished by the universe's laws and imprisoned in the 4 prisons. These 4 prisons were distributed in the 4 corners of the universe. Later, the great calamity of the worlds will broke the prisons and they were scattered across the void universe. You have one of them. Someone else has probably obtained the other 3 as well. But there is another possibility. That person has obtained the other 3, so he wants to take back your 4th prison. Guang Qingzi continued. The square prison is extremely powerful. No wonder that person has targeted me. Lin Ling narrowed his eyes. He knew he had encountered a formidable opponent. Chapter 52-46. That's right. Guang Qingzi said. That's not necessarily true. You're the host of the world's will. You're only in the growth stage now. Lin Ling nodded. He also knew that the power of the world's will was very strong. For example, his power of belief could cut through everything with faith. This was an advantage. The battle seems to have subsided, but be careful of their sudden attack. That's the most terrifying thing. Guang Qingzi suddenly said. Lin Ling hurriedly flew forward. He couldn't wait to leave this wasteland immediately. The wasteland gradually regained its tranquility. Lin Ling moved forward alone, and a strange feeling rose in his heart. He came from Wuxia, practiced martial arts in the ancient Yen sect, dominated the Heaven Mystics Kingdom, controlled the rainforest sacred land, and then went to the 9 prefectures void of the divine world. Finally, he arrived at the Tao Pagoda. It was as if he had always been fighting alone, even now. The strange thing is that I can't feel any loneliness. On the contrary, I have some expectations and an impulse. Lin Ling looked up at the sky with a smile on his face. He guessed that he was used to it. As for my life's trajectory, although there were 9 deaths and 1 chance of survival, most of them were daunting but not dangerous. The biggest danger was the trip to the underworld. I felt that there was a big hand in the unseen world that was controlling my life. Lin Ling said again. He didn't know why, but the closer the battle was, the calmer his heart was. It was so calm that he could hear a strange voice, like the voice of the Tao Pagoda's universe. Lin Ling, in fact, it's not just you. The key figures of every universe are the same as you. For example, the 9 stars of the universe, the host of the world's will, and the owner of the square prison. Their lives were also filled with endless battles, and they were only able to reach their current heights in the end. You are not the only one. When you reach the peak of the universe, you will eventually face each other. Whoever is stronger will be able to persist to the end. Guang Chengzi's voice came. Yes, I'm not the only one with good luck. Lin Ling nodded and thought of the experts he had met, and even more of Ning Qingxin and the others. Alright, I have a feeling that they're catching up. At this time, Lin Ling stopped flying and floated down to the ground. He had a feeling that he had been locked on by several experts. Since he couldn't escape, he could only fight head-on. I wonder how Senior Sister and the others are doing. However, since the leader is coming for me, there shouldn't be much pressure on their side. For now, it's better to take care of myself. Lin Ling's mind instantly churned with several thoughts. Then, he adjusted his condition to the best. At the same time, there was a fluctuation in the sky, and a figure arrived silently. This person was from the Silver Moon clan, and he had the strength of a middle-stage universe giant god. Lin Ling, I've caught up with you. He looked very old, but he was still vigorous. Next, another figure appeared. It was Wan Hua. Next was the 9 conch race, the rotten race. Although only one of these people came, they were all very strong. They seemed to be leaders. Lin Ling, do you think you can escape? When a young man appeared, everyone started laughing. This young man was young Master Wu. He was one of the top 100 on the 6th floor, and he was even stronger than Yin Chuanyu. Of course, the most terrifying one was a silver-haired old man. Although he was the last to arrive, a powerful aura descended. The Chu family head. You are Lin Ling. He looked coldly at Lin Ling. There were a total of 6 people. Although there weren't many of them, they were all leaders of their respective races. Even without the 6 of them, the silver-haired old man alone was enough to suppress Lin Ling. As for young Master Wu, he was stronger than Lin Ling. Instead of saying that you have caught up with me, it's better to say that I've been waiting for you. Lin Ling stared at everyone. Everyone's expression froze. They thought that they had caught up with Lin Ling. Now that Lin Ling said this, they were somewhat unhappy. After all, they were all big shots who could easily dominate life. They didn't like to be controlled by insignificant ants. You are very stubborn. The old man from the Silver Moon race said coldly. The Silver Moon race sent a piece of trash like you. Lin Ling looked at the old man from the Silver Moon race and said, didn't Yin Chuanyu's death make you smarter? You are just a saint. How dare you be so presumptuous? The old man from the Silver Moon race shouted angrily. Do you dare to swear a blood oath on whether you killed Yin Chuanyu? In his opinion, a saint giant universe god like Lin Ling couldn't have killed Yin Chuanyu. Someone must have helped him. No matter how powerful a saint is, it's impossible for him to kill Yin Chuanyu. Wan Hu and the others nodded. Yin Chuanyu wasn't an ordinary deity, but one of the top 100. How could they believe Lin Ling? Lin Ling sneered and didn't explain. Instead, he looked at young Master Wu. He knew that young Master Wu knew his strength. Surprisingly, young Master Wu didn't explain anything. Instead, he looked coldly at Lin Ling. It was obvious that young Master Wu wasn't on the same side as them. They just had the same goal. Elder Chu, what do you think? Young Master Wu looked at the silver-haired old man and asked. The silver-haired old man didn't say anything. He was still looking at Lin Ling. His eyes suddenly turned dark. It was a little strange, but it was as though he could see through Lin Ling. He sensed waves of powerful energy from Lin Ling's body. Lin Ling is just a saint with some ability. Being chased by us, the chance of him escaping is 1 in 10,000. He said indifferently. He didn't mention Lin Ling's hidden strength. Instead, he said that Lin Ling was only slightly stronger than an ordinary saint. This silver-haired old man obviously had other thoughts. After all, he only met the Silver Moon race by chance. There was no need to remind them. On the contrary, he wanted to take Lin Ling for himself. He knew that if he gave Lin Ling to the 3 divine sects of White Mountain, he would be rewarded handsomely. Young Master Wu sneered. He also had the same idea. Lin Ling, this delicious piece of meat, should be monopolized by him and Elder Chu. We already know his strength. Elder Chu, do you want to attack? The rotten race god said coldly. He seemed to be unable to hold back. You guys attack first. I'll take care of the rear. Elder Chu said indifferently. Okay. The rotten race god didn't hesitate. His divine power erupted as the 5 realms universe was activated. A pool of decay appeared above his head. It kept circling and emitting a terrifying power. Seeing this, the leaders of the 9 Conch race, Silver Moon race, and 9 Conch race all unleashed their strength. It was unknown what method Wanao used, but in front of Lin Ling, a huge starfish appeared. This was a black starfish, and its surface was filled with strange eyes. It was very terrifying. These eyes looked at Lin Ling as though they had frozen the time around Lin Ling. The leader of the 9 Conch race raised his hand, and a strange conch appeared. He placed it by his mouth and blew it. At the same time, a large amount of seawater poured down like a waterfall above Lin Ling's head. The Silver Moon race god had transformed into a giant. He held a huge crescent blade in his hand and wanted to cut Lin Ling into pieces. The 4 leaders' attacks were like the dance of gods and demons. The moment they attacked, divine power surged, causing a large number of dragon stones to appear around them. The great world's ancestral dragon had arrived. Chapter 52-47. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. These people are all at the peak of the middle stage universe giant god realm. Lin Ling narrowed his eyes. He knew that the battle was about to begin. He fused his innate talents, and the Pangu true body burst out. At the same time, the 4-realm universe appeared on the surface of his body. Rumble. At the same time, the starfish's eyes froze the time around Lin Ling. This divine light was very powerful and had the ability to resist the great laws of the Tao Pagoda. A battle between gods doesn't rely on the collision of divine energy. Other methods are also very important, such as the power of the universe. Lin Ling, let this old man teach you a lesson. The old man who controlled the huge starfish said coldly. Break for me. However, Lin Ling roared. The 4-realm universe ignored the laws of time freezing. He moved and then accelerated, rushing out. What's going on? The old man's expression changed. Die for me, universe god ocean. However, just as Lin Ling rushed out, the 9 Conch clan's god ocean arrived. A sacred song sounded, gentle and distant, accompanied by the sound of waves. It was like an old sailor's ship in the ancient sea. Seed. At the same time, old Chu narrowed his eyes. He knew that the god ocean had rushed out from the seed, and this sea was the foundation of the 9 Conch clan's attack. It was extremely powerful. Bang! It was as if the seawater of millions of universes had gathered and smashed down. With the first hit, Lin Ling's body sank. The tyrannical song in his hand was almost unstable, and the clothes on his back were also shattered. Lin Ling, how can my god ocean be blocked by you? The leader of the 9 Conch clan said coldly. Then, he blew the horn in his hand again, as if summoning countless sailors to conquer the god ocean. The impact of the ocean is extraordinarily powerful. It has already reached 3 trillion units of godly force. Young Master Wu said with a frown. Yes. Old Chu nodded, but he also said, however, I see that the power in Lin Ling's body is strange. He shouldn't die so easily. Bang! Indeed, Lin Ling, who had been continuously attacked by the divine sea in the sky, was now rushing out of the sea. His defense was extremely strong. The main reason was that his Pangu body was too terrifying, and he also had the 4 realms universe. This brat is actually so formidable. Even a late-stage deity cosmos giant god might not be able to withstand my deity sea. The 9 Conch clan leader who was blowing the horn narrowed his eyes. After Lin Ling withstood the 2 attacks, the blood pool of the rotten race's gods arrived. It could refine everything. At this time, Lin Ling finally launched his attack. He rushed into the blood pool and swung his sword, stirring the blood pool into a mess. He extended his left hand, and Pangu's finger appeared, suppressing the blood pool. Crack! The moment Pangu's finger collided with the blood pool, even the void began to distort and collapse. The powerful force that was formed could tear apart all living beings. This was no longer a battle between gods, but a battle between gods of creation. The faces of the leaders of the various celestial tribes changed. They did not expect Lin Ling to be so strong, as if he was an invincible god of war. Eat my blade! However, the giant from the Silver Moon clan also launched a sneak attack. The huge full moon blade destroyed everything. Space was cut open by him. Lightning flashed and thunder roared, and the cracks spewed out fierce winds. Endless moonlight poured down at this moment, resplendent and dazzling. In the distance, more ancestral dragons from the great worlds awakened. Facing this blade, Lin Ling did not dare to take it head-on. He could feel that the power of the deity exceeded 3 trillion. It was extremely powerful. The Silver Moon clan elder did not seem to be in the top 100, but he was not far off. Of course, Lin Ling could feel that this was the elder's most powerful move. The others were not worth mentioning. Universe 3 Extremes Break. Lin Ling mobilized all of his soul force and formed a large cosmic ray attack. The Silver Moon clan giant's expression changed, but at this time, he could only take it head-on. There was no way he could withdraw his blade. Boom, boom, boom. His soul force immediately suffered a heavy blow, and his mind went blank. In this short period of time, Lin Ling undoubtedly had enough opportunity. He rushed into the sky, dodged the full moon blade, and attacked the Silver Moon clan giant crazily. In mid-air, Lin Ling held the sword with both hands and slashed out with the full force of the eternal killing world. At the same time, the Silver Moon clan giant reacted. Only he, who was strong enough to withstand the Universe 3 Extremes Break without dying. However, his pupils constricted. In his eyes, he could only see a large sword that carried a terrifying killing intent as it arrived. So strong. This was the only sentence in his mind. With such strength, it was not difficult to fight Yin Chuangyu. Why did no one tell him that Lin Ling was so strong? The Silver Moon clan members only knew that Yin Chuanyu's death was not caused by Lin Ling. Not good. The other three leaders' expressions changed. Their joint efforts had failed, and the Silver Moon clan leader was in danger. Boom! Lin Ling's sword landed on the giant's neck, and a huge crack appeared on his neck, with moonlight pouring out. Lin Ling! The giant roared. Go to hell! Lin Ling continued to attack the gap as if he was chopping wood. Gotcha! Under the sword, the gap became bigger and bigger, and the giant could not react at all. Finally, his head fell off, and his whole body became motionless like a stone statue. The whole process seemed slow, but it actually happened in an instant. When the others came to their senses, they were all stunned. The Silver Moon clan leader's neck was cut off by Yi Han's sword, and his head was separated from his body. At this moment, a chill rose in their hearts. Bang! Lin Ling attacked again, and appeared in front of the 9 Conch clan elder, and slashed out with his sword. Bastard, how dare you! The elder roared, and the horn in his hand blocked the attack. Boom, boom, boom. A terrifying shockwave erupted, tearing everything apart. This horn was obviously extraordinary, and it actually blocked Lin Ling's full-strength attack. However, Lin Ling's expression turned cold, and his left hand formed a fist, and he punched out. Boom! This punch landed on the elder's chest, causing him to fly backward and crash into the Great World's ancestral dragon. Before he could get up, the Great World's ancestral dragon spewed out the power of the universe. Ah, save me! The elder did not expect to die in the mouth of the Great World's ancestral dragon. There were only 2 leaders left, and they were panicking. 2 of the 4 leaders were killed, so how could they fight the rest? Young Master Wu, Elder Chu, let's attack together. They looked at young Master Wu and the rest. No hurry. Lin Ling is now as dry as an oil lamp. You can kill him if you have the chance. Elder Chu said coldly. You. The 2 leaders reacted. Elder Chu was using others to kill him, and he wanted to take the credit alone. Do you think our God clan will let you go if we die? The leader of Wanhua said coldly. No, but the one who will kill you will not be me, but Lin Ling. Elder Chu shook his head with a smile. This time, the 2 leaders knew that things were troublesome, and they knew that they were cannon fodder. At this moment, Lin Ling charged over with his sword. Of course, he knew what Old Chu was thinking. Old Chu wanted to use him to eliminate the dissidents and enjoy the fruits of the battle alone. Moreover, he wanted to use this battle to see Lin Ling's strength clearly. However, in the current situation, Lin Ling had no choice. He would kill as many as he could, even if his strength was exposed. Chapter 52-48. It was the perfect supreme being. The sword of faith appeared in Lin Ling's hand. It shone resplendently as he charged at the rotten race leader. Since Elder Chu is not helping, we can only rely on ourselves. The rotten race god looked at the Wanhua leader and shouted. Eye of Truth. The Wanhua leader activated the starfish. Countless eyes locked onto Lin Ling and froze Lin Ling's time. However, Lin Ling's 4 realms universe was incomparably powerful. It blocked the great laws of the universe. It's indeed ineffective. Although the Wanhua leader had already sensed it, he still found it unbelievable. Not good. The rotten race god shouted. In his eyes, a dazzling sword arrived with the power to destroy everything. It's faith. At this moment, the rotten race god saw something clearly. He saw countless people chanting as the power of faith poured into the sword. The believer was invincible. He finally knew what the sword was. You want to kill him in front of me? Dream on. The Wanhua god shouted angrily. He turned into a starfish and suppressed Lin Ling. Scram. Lin Ling punched back, sending the starfish flying and crashing into the great world's ancestral dragon. Ah! The Wanhua god cried out in pain. He was destroyed by the great world's ancestral dragon's endless universe power and turned into ashes. Looking at the rotten race god, his blood pool was resisting Lin Ling's faith. It was continuously consuming faith, but it was still destroyed by Lin Ling's sword. Rumble. The rotten race god was killed by the sword. His body was filled with a foul stench. A large number of flies and smelly bugs fell to the ground and twitched. In the end, they died as well. One sword to break all laws. Elder Chu's face sank. He knew that this was Lin Ling's world will power. That sword is very powerful. I have a feeling that it can cut through the universe, illusions, and any other power. Young Master Wu had seen Lin Ling's sword and knew how sharp it was. This is his full strength. We really can't underestimate him. His overall strength is not at the saint level. It's more like the deity level. Elder Chu, only the two of us are left. Lin Ling is already using his full strength. With his current strength, he's no match for us at all. However, the great world's ancestral dragon is constantly approaching. We have to end this battle quickly. The two of them kept talking as if they were treating Lin Ling as someone who was going to die. Lin Ling, as expected of the world will's host body, no wonder you can always escape from so many people. Old Chu looked at Lin Ling, but this time, we are 100% confident that we can kill you. You've been watching for so long just to know my strength. Are you that afraid of me? Lin Ling smiled mockingly. I'm afraid of you. I'm really afraid of you. It's very easy for me to fail miserably because of you. With so many examples, I, Master Chu, will not arrogantly look down upon you for the sake of the so-called face. Surprisingly, Old Chu admitted it directly, which made Lin Ling frown. People like Old Chu were the most difficult to deal with if they could put down their pride, put down their arrogance, and retreat in the face of difficulties. Lin Ling, just wait to be captured. Why waste time? I promise you, as long as you die, we'll let your family and friends go. Young Master Wu also spoke. At the same time, he glanced at the great world's ancestral dragon in the distance. He did not want to cause any more trouble. I, Lin Ling, have been fighting until now. I really don't know what it means to wait to be captured. Lin Ling naturally knew what young Master Wu was thinking. If I can drag two people down with me before I die, that's not bad. Damn you. Young Master Wu's face turned cold. Lin Ling, if you have such thoughts, then I advise you not to do anything useless. Old Chu saw through Lin Ling's thoughts. He thought that Lin Ling wanted to use the great world's ancestral dragon to make the two of them fearful. I can tell you that even if the gods of the Chaos Realm are here, we won't retreat, let alone the great world's ancestral dragon. Plus, we'll be fine. Sorry, you're so weak, but we still hid our trump card from you. Now, in order to convince you, we'll show you our trump card. Come out. A transparent bead appeared in Old Chu's hand. He put it near his mouth and blew gently. Then, he raised it into the air. The bead rotated slowly, and rings of light appeared. Every time it emitted a ring of light, an endless number of celestial soldiers and celestial generals would descend. Old Chu, he actually sent people from the Chu family and the Sealing Cave clan over. Old Chu. Young Master Wu. A large number of great beings arrived. Looking carefully, there were no less than 10,000 of them. After these great beings walked out of the bead, they all looked at Lin Ling. The weakest among them was a deity at the early stage of the universe giant god realm. Most of them were at the middle stage. With such fighting power, how could Lin Ling resist? Now, what else do you have to say? Young Master Wu couldn't help but sneer. More than 10,000 powerful gods besieged Lin Ling. Unless Lin Ling had the ability to transcend the heavens, he would die without a doubt. You're really despicable. You let the other clans be your cannon fodder while you hide such a trump card. Lin Ling squinted his eyes. Ha ha ha, it's our honor to make you, Lin Ling, so surprised. Old Chu laughed. He was extremely proud and complacent. He shook his head disdainfully. Now, you should know the gap between us. Are you going to wait for us to capture you? Or are you going to wait for us to kill you? You're so sure that I'm not hiding anything? Lin Ling suddenly asked. What else can you do? I'm 100% sure that you're out of tricks. Old Chu shook his head and laughed. Sorry, I really have some tricks up my sleeve. Lin Ling knew that it was time for him to use his ultimate trump card. You're not the only one. He released all the people in the square prison. Rumble. Boom. 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 Powerful auras descended one after another. These gods were extremely ancient. The moment they arrived, all the people on Old Chu's side changed their expressions greatly. Heaven Sword Immortal, why are you here? Fiery Tiger Deity, you're still alive. Impossible. Old Chu and the people of the Chu family shouted. They were from the chaotic realm, and many of them had survived the tribulation of the will of the world. Therefore, they knew those people. However, weren't those gods who had suddenly appeared dead? Everyone was staring at them, thinking that this was an illusion. However, after a series of investigations, they were finally sure that this was not an illusion. Everything was real. Now, I have as many people as you do. At this time, Lin Ling coldly interrupted Old Chu and the others, bringing them back to reality. The people of the Chu family looked solemn. Their opponents not only outnumbered them, but were also more powerful as a whole. Even Elder Chu's heart was trembling at this moment because he saw two gods who were even more powerful than him around Lin Ling. Facing those two gods, he felt as if he had met the sky and the universe. Old Chu, what should we do? The corners of young Master Wu's mouth were also trembling. He had never expected that Lin Ling still had a trump card. Moreover, this trump card was so terrifying that it could summon the ancient gods who had died in this era. What else can we do? Old Chu looked outside and found that the macro world was full of ancestral dragons. Now, they could leave this place, but the premise was that they had to defeat this group of experts in front of them. Most importantly, they did not have much time left. Chapter 52-49. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation, damn it. Thinking of this, Old Chu cursed. He had been scheming all his life. Even when he first came to the Dao Pagoda, he had done everything he could to reach the latter half of the Dao Pagoda so quickly. However, he had missed out on Lin Ling. How many secrets did this Lin Ling have? We can only fight our way out, but it's very likely that we will all die here today. Old Chu said word by word. As soon as he finished speaking, young Master Wu's face turned pale. This was a battle of life and death. Why did the situation suddenly become like this? Young Master Wu really could not understand. He felt that Lin Ling had dug a big hole and was waiting for them to jump into it. Lin Ling, there's no time to lose. Guang Chengzi, who was beside Lin Ling, said to Lin Ling. Lin Ling looked into the distance and saw the great world's ancestral dragon swimming over. Of course, what Lin Ling was really afraid of was that mysterious person. Kill. Lin Ling ordered. Kill. Gods from different eras rushed over with monstrous momentum. They had the power to destroy all living things. I, old son, am coming. A huge stick, like a horse vanguard, smashed toward Old Chu's side. Stop him. A large number of gods from the Chu family roared and activated all their strength, forming a huge amount of divine power to resist the huge stick in the sky. Rumble. The huge stick in the sky became bigger and bigger like a pillar. The moment it smashed down, any divine power was like paper. Under the huge stick, a large number of gods were smashed to death. The moment it smashed into the ground, the whole earth shook. A powerful rebound force shook the gods of the Ceiling Cave clan and sent them flying into the sky. Swish! 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 At this time, countless flying swords shot over and killed the gods who were sent flying. Flowers of blood blossomed in the sky, and the power of divinity poured out in all directions. We are no match for him. Old Chu looked at this scene, his heart bleeding. Kill Lin Ling. He looked at young Master Wu, planning to join forces with him to kill Lin Ling. They hated Lin Ling to the core. Rumble. 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 However, as soon as they moved, a huge seal came smashing down from the sky with the power to kill everything. Leader, be careful. Seeing this, the gods of the Chu family all rushed up to the sky, trying to stop the seal from smashing down. Bang! Bang! They all died with their heads exploding, like eggs hitting a rock. Flipping Sky Seal, it's the Flipping Sky Seal. That great god is Guang Qingzi. Now, translation, it truly, Old Qian translation, is translation, is help me translation is translation Old translation is translation old translation is? Is that the great sage, heaven's equal who once wreaked havoc in the heavenly palace, he, is, old translation have, the heavens want us dead. Elder Chu finally realized that it was inevitable that the entire army would be wiped out. Boom! As soon as he finished speaking, the Flipping Sky Seal fell from the sky and smashed his head. With a loud boom, the head of the Chu family from the Chaos Realm was smashed. Bang! He crashed to the ground and died with his eyes wide open. Patriarch. Seeing the family head of the Chu family die, all the members of the Chu family shouted and fought with their lives. But in the end, they couldn't stop Lin Ling's god. As Lin Ling watched the enemies die one after another, he didn't reveal any excitement. Instead, his expression became even more solemn. Because he had a feeling that the mysterious person was coming. Lin Ling, you really do have the square prison. Sure enough, a woman descended from the sky. She wore a black and gold mask and wore a purple robe. Her long and slender legs were extremely eye-catching under the robe. She slowly floated down. He's here. At this moment, all the great battles stopped. Guang Qingzi and the others stared at the woman with solemn expressions. You're finally here. Lin Ling had been waiting for this woman, and he was very curious about who she was. The square prison is no small matter. Under the order of the universe, I want to take back your square prison. Hand it over. The purple-robed woman said coldly to Lin Ling after landing on the ground. Lin Ling was checking her strength, but he couldn't see through it. Who do you think you are? At this moment, a god yelled at the purple-robed woman, get lost, or I'll kill you. Unimportant people, leave. However, the purple-robed woman didn't even look at that god. She waved her hand, and a mysterious power surged out. Then, that god disappeared into thin air. Yes, he disappeared into thin air. Everyone's expression changed drastically. What kind of technique was this? It was too heaven-defying. It should be known that the god who disappeared was a late-stage universe giant god. It was normal for him to disappear after hundreds of rounds of battle, but it was strange for him to disappear in the blink of an eye. Lin Ling was also shocked. Suddenly, he thought of something and shouted, come back. He activated the Four Directions prison and took everyone back. Could it be the square prison? Master Guang guessed. Yes, it's the square prison. She used the identity of Lord Prison to take you into the prison. Lin Ling nodded. Upon hearing Lin Ling's words, Master Guang and the others immediately entered the square prison. The purple-robed woman didn't stop them. She just looked at Lin Ling indifferently. After all the gods disappeared, only Lin Ling and the purple-robed woman were left in the center. The outside was filled with the ancestral dragon of the great world. It was so terrifying that the two of them seemed to be in the middle of a storm. Lin Ling, have you thought it through? Hand over the square prison, and I'll let you go. The purple-robed woman said indifferently to Lin Ling, impossible. Lin Ling shook his head. He didn't like handing over unknown things to others. If you don't hand it over, only death awaits you. The purple-robed woman's voice turned cold. I can see that you can easily take the prisoners away, but you can't easily obtain the square prison. If that's the case, then come and take it. Lin Ling sneered. Fine, you forced me to do this. The purple-robed woman nodded. Let me tell you, your square prison can only hold prisoners, but my square prison can convict people. As long as I convict you, you'll be my prisoner. Everything about you will be at my disposal. After saying that, she waved her right hand. 2 square stone tablets appeared. They spun slowly and emitted a powerful aura. Then, a large number of words appeared on the stone tablets, as if they were convicting Lin Ling. This woman actually has 2 square prisons. Lin Ling's expression changed drastically. He also released the square prison to fight back. You're crazy. The purple-robed woman clearly didn't expect Lin Ling to dare to use the square prison to fight. It was as if the 2 prisons were exhausting each other. I'm about to die. How can I not go crazy? Lin Ling sneered. He could see that the purple-robed woman was a little afraid. Rumble. The charges pressed down on Lin Ling like the laws of nature. However, Lin Ling's 4 sides prison was also madly colliding with them, constantly breaking them apart. This caused a huge heavenly Tao vortex to appear in the sky. The heavenly Tao was in charge of all punishments. A heavenly Tao law has actually appeared. The purple-robed woman looked at the sky with a shocked expression. Chapter 5250. Translator, Endless Fantasy Translation Editor, Endless Fantasy Translation. Lin Ling, stop. The purple-robed woman was clearly anxious. After all, she didn't know what would happen after the 2 prisons collided. You're killing us. The purple-robed woman knew that the square prison was able to imprison deities of various eras. Its hidden strength had already surpassed everyone's imagination. You want to kill me, so what's the big deal about dragging you down with me? Lin Ling sneered, cold sweat dripping down his forehead. After all, the strength of this explosion was something he couldn't imagine. But the arrow was already knocked on the bow and had to be released. Instead of being controlled by the purple-robed woman, he would rather take a gamble. The giant vortex churned in the sky as the 3 mysterious stone pillars constantly collided. This terrifying strength made the surrounding great world's ancestral dragons not dare to approach. Stop. The purple-robed woman became increasingly anxious. However, Lin Ling ignored her. With a crazed expression, he controlled the stone pillars to collide. Rumble. Space began to crack and shatter as endless gales appeared in the sky. The sky is about to shatter. The purple-robed woman's voice trembled. This was the first time she had seen such terrifying strength. It had to be known that this was the Tao Pagoda. The laws of the universe were extremely stable. Even a ruler might not be able to shake this place. Now, this was the first time an unstable state of the universe had appeared. Looking at Lin Ling again, she saw that he was smiling. But it was a crazy smile, a look of desperation. Rumble. Suddenly, there was a loud explosion. The sky completely shattered and the laws of the Tao Pagoda collapsed. A billowing vortex appeared, sucking in large amounts of earth and Great World's ancestral dragons. Roar! The Great World's ancestral dragons let out fearful cries. They had clearly sensed the terrifying strength approaching. Damn it! The purple-robed woman knew that she couldn't stay here any longer. She clenched her teeth and tried to retrieve the square prison. Rumble. However, the universe's heavenly Tao maelstrom was still churning. The process of retrieving the square prison was extremely difficult. However, she wasn't willing to just run away like this. She couldn't help but look at Lin Ling. She saw that he was standing beneath the universe's heavenly Tao maelstrom without fear. He's probably prepared to die. The purple-robed woman didn't expect Lin Ling to be so arrogant. Once he was forced, he would immediately resist. But this was something she couldn't do. Come back. She continued controlling the square prison. And translation. Finally, the universe's heavenly Tao maelstrom was followed by a second. The two square prisons were once again under her control. However, her face was full of lingering fear. She didn't dare to stay any longer and flew into the distance. Looking at Lin Ling, his square prison was still in the universe's great maelstrom of the heavenly Tao. He did not retreat, because he knew that the moment he retreated, the square prison would be seized by the purple-robed woman. Therefore, the cosmic maelstrom of heavenly Tao was his only way out. Of course, it was also likely to be a dead end. Rumble. A terrifying suction force was born, bringing Lin Ling into the universe's heavenly Tao maelstrom. Translation. To translation. To be, to be sucked. He was to be. Far away, the purple-robed woman gritted her teeth. She didn't expect things to turn out this way. The universe's heavenly Tao maelstrom was still spinning. Everything was sucked in. Not only space, but even the universe. The purple-robed woman had no choice but to leave. In just a short moment, the entire world, and even the sixth level, seemed to have undergone a shocking change. Countless gods looked on from afar, their expressions grave. They had no idea what was going on. Damn it! The purple-robed woman cursed furiously from afar. She'd been careless this time. She'd originally thought that she could use the square prison to control Lin Ling, but who knew that Lin Ling would risk his life and cause the square prison's whereabouts to be unknown once more. As for Lin Ling, she guessed that he was dead. Of course, there was also a certain chance that it would appear in another universe, another void. Overall, it was a narrow escape. If you are not dead, I will find you. The purple-robed woman said coldly. Then, she disappeared. And at that moment, in the universe's heavenly Tao maelstrom, Lin Ling was moving along with the maelstrom. The powerful force seemed to want to tear him apart. At the same time, there were rumbling sounds coming from all around. The ancestral dragons of the great worlds that were brought into the maelstrom were suffering from excruciating torment. Splash! Then, the dragons were torn apart before Lin Ling's eyes. He saw the maelstrom spinning at a crazy speed. Anything that got close was turned into nothingness. The survival rate was only 1%. Lin Ling's expression changed. He knew he couldn't escape death. Wait! Suddenly, he saw the four-sided stone steel drifting with the waves. Come here. He kept shouting and controlling the square prison. The four-sided stone tablet moved slightly and swam toward Lin Ling. However, it was very slow. After all, the maelstrom was still spinning. It controlled the trajectory of all living things. Hurry! Lin Ling seemed to see a ray of hope. He kept calling. The four-sided stone tablet was still a distance away from Lin Ling. Lin Ling looked ahead and saw that he was not far from the fastest maelstrom. This was also a race against time. But in the end, when Lin Ling was about to reach the craziest point of the maelstrom, the square prison finally arrived. Lin Ling hugged the square prison and blocked the maelstrom's tearing. He activated all his strength to protect his body. Rumble. There was only a deafening roar. Under this terrifying force, Lin Ling fell into a deep sleep. However, the moment he fell asleep, he clearly sensed that the square prison was taken away by a powerful force. Not good. Lin Ling exclaimed. But he couldn't resist his heavy eyelids and fell asleep. After an unknown period of time, the chirping of birds entered his ears. Warm sunlight shone on his face, making him feel incomparably comfortable. Lin Ling slowly opened his eyes. What entered his eyes was a field of emerald green. Ancient trees were everywhere. Birds were singing and flowers were fragrant. However, there was no spiritual energy. Where is this place? Lin Ling suddenly sat up. Years of killing had made him accustomed to being on guard at all times. Then, he checked his body and found that there were no major problems. His cultivation was also there. However, the square prison had disappeared. Could it be that the purple-robed woman took the square prison? No, I clearly passed through the heavenly maelstrom. The purple-robed woman didn't enter the maelstrom. When she passed through the maelstrom, she must have been shaken off by the heavenly maelstrom. Lin Ling continued to analyze. This meant that the square prison might be around him. He stood up and released his soul force to check his surroundings. However, he didn't find the aura of the square prison. Instead, strange voices sounded. Last night, a meteor fell here. I heard that someone saw a dragon. Is that true? Damn, there's a dragon. Many people have seen it. Now, the news is reporting that everyone is looking for a dragon. The nearby mountain range was very lively. You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.